I've been a ridiculously good-looking guy ever since I was a little kid. Because of that, my overprotective sister was always terrified I'd get eaten alive by all those sketchy, predatory girls out there. So, right before she had to go abroad, she literally packed up my life and threw me straight into the lion's den, the house of her absolute biggest business rival. Xiang, you have to help me take care of my little brother, she demanded. I have some urgent business and need to head overseas for a bit. You seriously want me to babysit your brother? Are you sure about this? Of course I am. Even though we are bitter rivals now, we still grew up playing together, didn't we? Just keep a really good eye on him for me. I promise I won't short you a single cent. Keep your money. Just leave HN here with me. Wait. This girl agreed way too quickly, and she didn't even want the cash. My sister knew something felt really off about this, but she didn't have a choice. She had to fly out right now, and she was so worried I'd get preyed on by those sketchy girls. After thinking it all over, she decided that leaving me with Mo Xiang was definitely the safest bet. After all, Mo Xiang's private life is completely squeaky clean. There has never been a single guy around her. She definitely wouldn't have any improper, dirty thoughts about her precious HN. I have to warn you right now, my sister threatened. My brother is a very good boy. You are absolutely not allowed to bully him. Our family's grudges have absolutely nothing to do with the kid. Ugh, you are so nagging, Shang sighed. Fine, I won't waste my breath on you either. As long as you agree. HN, you will be staying with her for the next 2 months. Then she turned right around and ordered her massive bodyguards to start moving my luggage inside. I just stood off to the side, feeling completely indignant and betrayed. This is just so incredibly unreasonable. Why on earth does she have to dump me here with a strange, scary woman? Mo Xiang just stood nearby, the corners of her gorgeous lips curling up into a deep, unconscious smile. She was secretly thinking, to think, the person I have been dreaming about, day and night, just delivered his sweet self right to my front doorstep. My sister, Su Yu, watched closely as the bodyguards finally finished moving my luggage, and then she glared right back at Mo Xiang. I just transferred 10 million to your account. Check it. Oh, right, it is summer vacation right now. Keep a very close eye on him. People out there are always trying to ask him out. You have to help me block anyone with bad intentions. I am trusting you with this. You are not like all those shallow people who only care about looks. You definitely will not take advantage of my innocent brother. Yeah, right. What woman doesn't totally lust after the exact man she likes? This fate was delivered right to my door, Xiang schemed. I am definitely not going to let this boy slip away. Su Yu looked down at the time, and her tone instantly grew frantic and urgent. Crap, my flight is at 12. I am running out of time. You have to take really good care of him. Little brother, I am leaving now. Please do not go running around getting into trouble. After barking her final instructions, Su Yu hurried into her sleek car. I watched the vehicle drive away into the distance, left standing there all alone with a soft, defeated sigh. While I was still totally dazed, a faint, incredibly elegant fragrance suddenly drifted into my nose. I slowly lowered my eyes and instantly met a pair of gentle, mesmerizing eyes. For a split second, I completely forgot how to even move. What do you want? I stammered. I swear, if this Ice Queen dares to lecture me, I will run away right this very second. Mo Shouying's intense gaze landed squarely on my face, her voice suddenly charming and dangerously seductive. It is getting late. Let's go inside. Oh. Okay. I stepped slightly over to the side, awkwardly wanting to let her go first. But seeing that I was not moving, Mo Shouying's sweet tone instantly turned a little bit colder. What is wrong? She teased. Am I so devastatingly beautiful that you cannot even walk? My tone was super stiff as I mumbled, You go first. Mo Shouying didn't know all the frantic little escape schemes currently running through my head. Honestly, all she was thinking about was, I absolutely cannot let HN run away from me. Stop dawdling. Hurry up and get inside. I instantly felt so annoyed by her bossy attitude. I subtly glanced at the open road behind her, desperately weighing my chances of making a break for it. But Mo Shouying totally noticed my sneaky intentions, and her eyes grew even colder. Your sister specifically left you in my care. I have to be completely responsible for your safety now. If you want to leave, you will just have to wait until she comes back to pick you up herself. I scoffed coldly, quickly turned around, and marched straight into the massive villa. You can't fight City Hall, right? I had absolutely no choice left but to just accept my grim fate. She secretly panicked. If HN really insisted on leaving, I honestly would not know what to do. Meanwhile, I walked right into the luxurious living room and dramatically plopped down onto the soft sofa. So, where is my room? I demanded. A servant respectfully replied, to answer young Master Su, it is the very first room at the top of the stairs on the second floor. I don't want that one, I complained like a brat. I want the cool one all the way down the hall. Right at that exact moment, Mo Shaoying confidently walked into the room. I immediately switched back to a much more polite, cautious tone. Listen, you promised my sister that you would take good care of me. I really just want a bedroom that I actually like. It's perfectly fine, she ordered the staff. Clear out my own master bedroom for him. My jaw dropped and my eyes widened in utter shock. I never, ever expected that the random room I just casually pointed out was actually her personal master bedroom. Never mind, I panicked. I really do not want it anymore. Just find me any random guest room up on the third floor. The servant sighed. Young Master Su, there are actually no bedrooms on the third floor. Mo Shuing smoothly walked right over to the side, poured a fresh glass of water, and gently handed it to me. There are only 2 bedrooms in this entire house. Pick one. Whichever one you want is completely fine with me. Wait. This ruthless, fiercely decisive lady of the cutthroat business world is actually pouring water for me herself. It is a complete 180-degree flip from her usual scary image as an ice-cold beauty. I just stared at her blankly, totally forgetting to even look away. Mo Shuing actually felt a little bit shy under my intense gaze. She completely feigned her cool composure and asked, "What is it? Is there something on my face?" "No," I muttered. Mo Shuing instantly assumed I was just totally captivated by her stunning looks. Feeling secretly thrilled and pleased, her icy tone finally became a little bit lighter. So, have you made up your mind? Which room do you want? I shrugged. Any room is fine, you pick. Honestly, I'll just sleep in whichever room you sleep in. Mo Shuing paused, giving me this incredibly deep, intense look. Even the maid standing nearby totally froze, completely shocked that I would say something so boldly intimate. The weight of my own words finally hit me, and I frantically backpedaled. Wait! Just give me whichever room is left, I stammered. Mo Shuing just smirked, turning to the maid. It's getting late. Go tidy up the guest room for him first. The maid nodded respectfully and slipped away. I watched her leave, hesitating for a split second before muttering, "Hey, thank you." But instantly, Mo Shuing's face turned icy. She absolutely hated that polite little thank you, and she loathed how distant and formal I was acting. It just felt way too stiff. I grabbed my glass to take a nervous sip, but right on cue, the phone in my pocket started buzzing. I pulled it out, caught a glimpse of the caller ID, and immediately snuck a guilty peek at Mo Shuing, who was still hovering right next to me. To her, my paranoid little act made it painfully obvious that I was hiding who was on the line. She caught that faint, unmistakable spark of joy on my face, and a bitter wave of jealousy instantly welled up inside her. She practically stalked over and sat down right beside me. The sofa cushions sank under her weight. I slowly turned my head, locking eyes with her dead on. From the speaker, a sharp, suspicious voice demanded, "Who were you on the phone with?" Chen, why is there a woman's voice right next to you?" I cupped the receiver, whispering frantically, "It's just my sister's friend." I totally ignored Mo Shuing's intense glare, dodging her unspoken questions. Instead, I shot up from the couch, deliberately putting a safe distance between us. Mo Shuing just watched me, her eyes gleaming with playful, dangerous reproach. I was left desperately trying to do damage control on the phone. I swear, I'm really at her house. It's just my sister's friend. Nobody else. I promise. But Mo Shuing's sultry voice sounded absolutely nothing like my sister Su Yue. Joey could easily tell the difference, and Mo Shuing, watching me panic and sweat trying to explain myself, felt a fierce, toxic surge of jealousy bubbling up. She leaned in, deliberately raising her voice into a drippingly seductive purr. Chen, it's getting so late. Come upstairs and rest with me. My eyes blew wide open in sheer, utter disbelief. What did you just say? The furious voice on the phone shrieked. Su Chen, where the hell are you? Who are you going to bed with? No, 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 it's not what you think. You're totally misunderstanding. But it was too late. The call ended with a furious click. I scowled, staring at Mo Shuang, absolutely speechless. What kind of crazy nonsense were you just spouting? Look what you've done. Now she thinks something's going on. Misunderstood what exactly? She challenged softly. Misunderstood us? Misunderstood that there's something going on between you and me? The angry words were right on the tip of my tongue, but looking at her intense gaze, I swallowed them hard. I could only hang my head in defeat. My sister had warned me before. Mo Shuang is absolutely not someone you want to cross. I couldn't afford to piss her off. I desperately needed to change the subject. You just called me Ah Chen, I deflected awkwardly. Weren't you calling me by my full name just a few minutes ago? She tilted her head. Am I not allowed to? No. It's not that, I mumbled. It just feels a little weird. That's all. Hearing my flustered reaction, Mo Shuang's dark mood instantly lifted. So she prodded, was that girl on the phone just now your girlfriend? I quickly looked away, my cheeks burning. Of course not. She leaned closer. Are you dating her? No! Tell the truth. I promise I won't tattle to your sister. Inside she was seething, dying to know which ignorant little brat dared to set her sights on her man. Oblivious to her murderous thoughts, I insisted, seriously, I'm not dating her. We're just really close friends. But hey, you promised. You are not allowed to say a word to my sister about this. She narrowed her eyes, thinking, even if they aren't dating right now, they probably will be soon. The thought annoyed her even more. Watching her fall completely silent, I started to panic again. I quickly blurted out, I'm going to head upstairs to my room now. I scrambled up in a wild rush to escape, but my leg clumsily crashed right into her knee. As I stumbled, a sudden wave of her intoxicating, delicate perfume washed over me. I froze, staring down at her with wide, shocked eyes. She just gazed back up at me, completely unbothered. We were dangerously close. When I finally spoke, my voice was laced with pure panic. I didn't mean to do that. My voice shook uncontrollably. In my entire life, I had never been this physically close to a gorgeous woman. My face instantly flushed beet red. She smirked. What was that? Speak up. I frantically tried to back away, but whether my nerves completely short-circuited my brain or what, I instantly tripped over my own clumsy feet and tumbled right back down, but this time I completely missed the armrest. It was a total, humiliating disaster. I scrambled to my feet like a terrified deer and bolted out of there. Silly little puppy, she teased softly. You can't even walk in a straight line. I yelled back, I am not a silly puppy. Watching my flustered retreat, Mo Shuang just let out a helpless, affectionate sigh. God, I've really fallen so hard for him, she murmured. Meanwhile, I bolted back to my room, washed my burning face, and stared at my phone screen, completely dreading the fallout. Joey was straight up ignoring all my messages now. Seriously, what the hell was I supposed to do? I already have a terrible time sleeping in strange beds, so I just tossed and turned, completely wired. Little did I know, right in the next room, Mo Shuang was having her own agonizing, sleepless night. I really just want to sneak next door, she whispered to herself. Just to take one little peek at him. No, what if he's a light sleeper and I wake him up? What if he thinks I'm a total creep? She agonized over the impulse for most of the night before finally tossing in the towel and giving up. Fast forward to 8:30 in the morning. Mo Shuang sat alone at the massive dining table, staring at a perfectly prepared breakfast, her longing gaze drifting up toward the second floor every 2 seconds. Aunt Leo totally caught the vibe and spoke up. Miss, should I go call young Master Su down for breakfast? Mo Shuang gave a silent nod and said nothing. 10 minutes later, sporting massive dark bags under my eyes and absolute bedhead, I dragged myself downstairs. Seriously, what kind of college student actually gets up at 8 in the morning just to eat breakfast? I got zero sleep last night and it is entirely your fault, I grumbled. Joe Yi is completely ignoring me now. The second those words left my mouth, Mo Shuang's face turned icy cold. I had someone look into it last night. Mo Shuang thought, that woman, Joe Yi, has been getting way too close to my sweet, silly puppy lately. Losing a whole night of sleep over some girl. So what? I snapped. If you hadn't spouted absolute nonsense yesterday, Zhou Yi wouldn't be icing me out right now. Mo Showing casually picked up her coffee and took a slow sip, forcing down the bitter jealousy brewing inside her. Defeated, I dragged myself to the table, slumped into my chair, and quietly picked at my porridge. Swallowing my pride, I asked cautiously, do you think you could come with me today and just explain things to her? Mo Showing just shot me a chilling, sideways glance and said absolutely nothing. I instantly shut my mouth, too terrified to make another squeak. I dropped my head and obediently shoved porridge into my mouth, mentally screaming at myself. Have I actually lost my mind from sleep deprivation? How on earth did I get the guts to boss her around? I am practically begging for a death wish here. Just when I was sure she was going to reject me, she spoke up. When are we going? Wait, didn't you want me to come explain with you? Today doesn't seem very convenient. I blinked. Then, how about tomorrow? Sure. Just stay home and get some good rest today. I will go with you tomorrow. Inside, she was scheming. I am going to orchestrate an absolutely brilliant show today. Tomorrow, I will make sure the two of you fall out completely. Of course, I was totally oblivious to her dark, twisted thoughts. I foolishly thought she was actually just a nice person, even feeling guilty about my own behavior. Man, was my attitude way too harsh toward her before? After all, she is my sister Suyu's childhood friend. I really should be warmer to her from now on. Thinking about that, a huge weight lifted off my chest. Right after breakfast, I sprinted straight back to my room to finally catch up on some badly needed sleep. Before passing out, I shot Zhou Yi one last text. I will bring someone tomorrow to clear up what happened the other day. Her reply was cold. No need. Bright and early the next morning, I climbed into Mo Showing's slick Maybach. Sister Showing, seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to come help me clear the air. Mo Showing curled her red lips into a faint smile. I just love it. Ah Chen calling me Sister Showing. My sweet, silly puppy sounds so adorable. Aloud, she said gently, You are very welcome. I did promise Suyu that I would take incredibly good care of you. Yeah, right. Sister Showing, you are literally my sister's absolute bitter rival. Why on earth did she insist on leaving me in your hands? I seriously don't get it. Mo Showing smirked to herself. That idiot Suyu is completely blind. She honestly thought leaving you with me was the safest bet, completely oblivious to the fact that I have been eyeing you like a prize for years. I was just stressing over how to get closer to you, and then she pulls off a move like this. She literally hand-delivered you right to my doorstep. Talk about a god-tier assist. Zhou Yi was interning at her family's business. I didn't waste any time and headed directly to her office building to track her down. Pulling up downstairs, Mo Showing and I hopped out of the car. She stared up at the completely unremarkable little company building, her delicate eyebrows pulling together in a slight frown. Wow. Chen's taste in women really isn't that great, she judged silently. Does he not even care about a girl's family background when looking for a partner? I took a few steps, realized she wasn't following, spun around, grabbed her by the arm, and practically dragged her inside. Come on, let's go, hurry inside! Mo Showing's long eyelashes fluttered in surprise. Her intense gaze dropped right down to my hand, wrapped tight around her arm. Just as she instinctively went to naturally grab my wrist back, I completely let go and power walked over to the reception desk. Mo Showing strolled forward at her own unhurried, elegant pace. Just hold my hand, she thought longingly. All done, I announced. But I just so happened to turn around right at that exact second. Mo Showing stared down at her empty hand, a sharp pang of disappointment piercing her heart. All right, let's go. After swiping our passes through the security gates, we stepped into the elevator. I couldn't stop nervously stealing glances at her face. She definitely looked a little annoyed just now. But why? Whatever. All that matters is that she helps me explain things properly to Zhou Yi in a minute. Absolutely nothing else can go wrong today. I finished my train of thought and looked up at her pleadingly. Sister Showing, you really have to explain everything crystal clear later. Please, whatever you do, do not let her misunderstand us again. Right as the words left my mouth, the metal elevator doors dinged open. I practically sprinted out. Even though Zhou Yi was technically just an intern here, she had somehow already made supervisor and scored her own private office. I scanned the hallway, locked eyes on her office door, and marched right over only to find it left slightly ajar. Did Zhou Yi know I was actually coming and leave the door open for me on purpose? But yesterday she swore she didn't want me to show up. Ha! Turns out she didn't mean it after all. Good thing I was so stubborn. Smiling to myself, I slowly pushed the heavy door open. The second I stepped inside, heavily suggestive noises hit my ears. My eyes snapped toward the leather sofa. A man and a woman were right there, tangled up together. The woman's silhouette was way too familiar to me. I violently stumbled backward, my pupils shrinking in sheer horror. Zhou Yi! Hearing my furious, broken voice, Zhou Yi snapped out of her daze instantly. Su Chen! She whipped her head toward the guy beside her. Liu Qingyang! Why the hell is it you? Liu Qingyang just calmly straightened his clothes, a smug, playful smirk plastered across his face. Come on, Yi! What on earth are you talking about? Zhou Yi scrambled to her feet, panic in her eyes as she rushed toward me. Ah, Chen! Wait! It's not what it looks like! Just listen to me! Let me explain. I swear I thought he was you just now. I stared at the messy, suggestive marks all over her skin, my chest burning with absolute fury. Are you out of your damn mind? Zhou Yi desperately reached for my hand, but Mo Shuaiying swiftly stepped right in front of me, blocking her path. You don't have the right to touch him. Zhou Yi played the victim, looking all wronged and confused. Ah, Chen, please. Just listen to me. I really thought it was you. I have no idea how it ended up being him, I scoffed. Tell me, where the hell do I look anything like that guy? And to think I actually brought someone here to clear up our misunderstanding, I must have been completely blind. I'm so sorry, Ah Chen. I was wrong. I really didn't mean for this to happen. I don't even like him. You're the only one I care about. Zhou Yi rambled, her apologies turning into an incoherent mess. I'm so sorry. My eyes were filled with pure disgust. I don't want someone else's used goods. You absolutely disgust me. I came here today to explain what happened the other day. Well, looks like there's no need for that anymore. We're done. Zhou Yi frantically reached out, tears streaming down her face. Ah, Chen, please don't go. It really is just a massive misunderstanding. But Liu Qingyang suddenly grabbed her hand from behind. Yi, don't leave me. I stepped back into the elevator, my head hanging low. I felt like I was completely losing control of my emotions. That girl, to think she whispered sweet nothings to me every single day, it was all totally fake. Don't be sad. You guys weren't even officially together to begin with. Whatever she does has absolutely nothing to do with you. There is no reason to be heartbroken over someone like her. Her blunt words felt like a cold knife, twisting ruthlessly straight into my heart. I shot my head up, glaring at her with a mix of grievance and bitter anger. You're just here to laugh at me, aren't you? Are you finally satisfied? My sister was totally right. You just have a massive grudge against our Su family. That's not what I meant at all. I'm really not laughing at you. But I wasn't listening to a single word. The second the elevator doors opened, I stormed out, leaving her standing right there. Outside the building, I subconsciously slid into the Maybach. When I finally realized it was her car and tried to get out, I heard the doors instantly lock. The soft rustle of clothing moved closer to me. I swallowed hard, feeling suddenly nervous. What? What are you doing? Mo Shuaiying just gently tapped my forehead. Her tone was unbelievably soft and gentle. Don't be sad. Seeing her true colors before you guys even got together is actually a really good thing. I felt absolutely terrible inside. I just couldn't understand why Zhou Yi would ever do something like that. We were so clearly heading toward becoming a real couple. How on earth did it turn out like this? But the deep pride in my bones simply wouldn't allow me to show any weakness in front of her. I just turned my head away and stubbornly muttered, she wasn't even my type anyway. If it's over, then it's over. I don't even care. Mo Shuaiying clearly didn't buy a word of it. Oh, really? I snapped my head back and warned her with a slight threat in my voice. You are not allowed to tell my sister about any of this. Mo Shuaiying agreed without a second thought. Don't worry, I won't say a single word. Then just have the driver take me back home. You go do your own thing. Okay? Mo Shuaiying popped the door open and stepped out. She watched the Maybach drive off into the distance before turning and walking toward a sleek Bentley parked nearby. Standing right next to the Bentley, Yu Qing was handing a 1 million yuan check over to Lu Qingyang. Lu Qingyang snatched it up, grinning wildly from ear to ear. Mo Shuaying's cold gaze swept over him, and she spoke with a heavy hint of disgust. Ship him abroad. Don't ever let him show his face in this city again. He's a complete eyesore. The second I got back to the villa, I locked myself inside my room, slumped onto the sofa, and stared blankly out the window. When Mo Shuaying finally got home from work, she heard from the maids that I hadn't eaten a single bite for lunch and had just cooped myself up in my room, stubbornly refusing to come out. She immediately got annoyed. That silly puppy. He acted so tough today, swearing he wasn't sad, and now he's hiding away playing the brooding, tragic prince. The sharp click-clack of her high heels echoed all the way up the stairs. Then a soft, deliberate knock hit my door. Ah, Chen. Open the door. Mo Shuaying's voice filtered softly through the heavy wood. Seeing that I wasn't going to answer, she added, if you don't open it right now, I'm coming in anyway. The second she finished speaking, Mo Shuaying just pushed her way inside. I looked up at her. My eyes were totally unfocused, radiating a deep, crushing sense of utter helplessness. Any anger left in Mo Shuaying's heart was instantly washed away by my pitiful, broken state. Didn't you say you didn't even care? So why are you hiding away in here? Starving yourself. I looked up at the elegant, absolutely stunning woman standing in front of me and asked helplessly, is it just because I'm not handsome enough? Otherwise, why on earth would she choose that pathetic guy over me? Hearing the raw insecurity in my voice, her tone filled with sharp displeasure. She wasn't nearly good enough for you anyway. In terms of your family background and your looks, you deserve someone so much better than her. Her words carried a very subtle, hard-to-detect hint of something else, but I was so completely overwhelmed with sadness at the time that I didn't catch it at all. All right, come on downstairs and eat something. You've been starving yourself all day long. Can your stomach even handle that? I don't want to eat. If you don't get up right this second, I'm calling your sister. Right now. Her words were a naked, brutal threat that instantly yanked me right out of my depressing spiral. You're so ruthless. I finally compromised, slowly slipping on my shoes and dragging myself downstairs to eat. I sat quietly at the dining table, reluctantly picking at the white rice in my bowl. Out of all these dishes on the table, is there really nothing you like? I didn't even bother looking up, just mumbling. Yeah, I just don't have an appetite. Honestly, I couldn't tell if the food was just bad or if I just absolutely hated her constantly bossing me around. Mo Shuaying didn't say another word, but I could feel the freezing cold distance radiating right off her. After forcing down dinner, I retreated to my room. That entire messed up scene in Zhu-Yi's office kept replaying on a loop in my head. The more I thought about it, the more my blood boiled. Driven by some crazy, unknown impulse, I finally stepped out of my room. I stood there hesitating for what felt like forever before finally knocking on Mo Shuaying's door next door. I waited in dead silence. Nothing. Right as I started to chicken out and turn back, the door suddenly clicked open. I couldn't help but stare, utterly captivated by the woman standing right in front of me. She had clearly just stepped out of the shower. Her damp hair was loosely draped over her shoulders, looking incredibly sexy and completely relaxed. How the hell could she answer the door looking like this? My eyes subconsciously trailed over her flawless, pale skin. Wait. What the hell am I doing? Did you need something? She broke the silence first, her tone laced with a hint of genuine surprise. Nothing, I stammered, immediately trying to bolt. But she called out after me, Chen, where exactly do you think you're going? Her seductive, honeyed voice floated over from behind me. I stopped dead in my tracks, flustered, and blurted out, I want to hit a bar for a few drinks. Instantly, she shot back. No, you're not allowed to go. It's way too late. I braced myself, pushing back against her authority. I'm going! I feel absolutely terrible inside! We have plenty of alcohol right here at home. If you really want to drink, you drink here. With that, she pulled her bedroom door shut and reached out, firmly grabbing my wrist. I just stared blankly at her soft hand locked onto me, completely hypnotized as I followed her all the way down to the basement wine cellar. She reluctantly slid her hand off my wrist, grabbed a sleek bottle of red, from a black and gold wine cabinet, popped the cork, and poured it straight into a crystal decanter. The rich, deep aroma of the red wine instantly filled the air, making me swallow hard. Honestly, I don't think I've ever actually had real red wine before. I've only ever sneaked a few sweet sips of cocktails. My older sister had always strictly cut me off in the past. She used to constantly lecture me, saying guys get totally violent and completely lose their minds when they drink. Thinking about that, I couldn't help but ask, wait, is drinking this going to make me violent and angry? Mo Shuying let out a soft, teasing laugh. Who on earth told you that nonsense? My sister did. Drinking red wine in moderation is actually quite good for you. You can just have a little bit, nothing too crazy. My eyes instantly lit up with excitement. I locked my eyes onto the decanter like a hawk and asked, okay, can I drink it right now? Hold on, wait just a little bit longer. It needs time to breathe so it won't taste horribly bitter. I instantly deflated like a pop balloon. Exactly 2 seconds later, I couldn't hold back anymore. Can I drink it now? Mo Shuying glanced up at me, a highly amused smile sparkling in her eyes. She picked up the decanter, slowly poured the deep red liquid into a fancy wine glass, and handed it right to me. Does your sister usually never let you get anywhere near alcohol? She teased. My mouth twitched in defense. Refusing to admit the embarrassing truth, I puffed out my chest. Not at all! My sister totally lets me drink. She just chuckled softly, deciding not to expose my terrible bluff. She gracefully walked around and slid onto the bar stool right next to me. I grabbed the glass, took one tiny, hesitant sip, and instantly scrunched my face in disgust. It was so dry and wildly bitter. It didn't taste good at all, completely lacking the smooth sweetness of a fruity cocktail. Not quite used to it, huh? How about I just get you some nice fruit juice instead? I glared at her, my pride severely wounded, and just downed the rest of the wine in one massive gulp like a total tough guy. A weirdly sweet but aggressively spicy kick exploded through my mouth. Yep, this fancy wine was all looks and absolutely zero substance. Mo Shuying gently curled her glossy red lips and took an elegant sip of her own. Catching me aggressively pouring myself another full glass, she immediately warned, hey, drink slowly. Be careful not to get totally trashed. I practically scoffed out loud. Please. This young master could easily down 1,000 cups without even getting slightly buzzed. I downed the entire second glass in one single, the absolute second that liquid hit my stomach. My entire head started violently spinning. My vision rapidly went blurry, and I pathetically slumped straight over the cold bar counter, totally unwilling to move a single muscle. Mo Shuying just smiled, shaking her head as she slowly kept sipping her own wine. She quietly muttered to herself, well, it certainly looks like our Chen doesn't treat me like some total outsider anymore. I groggily lifted my incredibly heavy head, stared right into her beautiful face and slurred, sister, you're seriously so good to me. A quick flash of pleasant surprise lit up Mo Shuying's eyes. She leaned in close, her voice practically a whisper. Oh? Really? I nodded my head vigorously. Yeah. Man, my head is spinning even worse now. I stared blankly at her sexy red lips, but then that devastating scene in Juyi's office violently flashed right back through my mind. A massive wave of crushing sorrow hit me out of nowhere. Completely fueled by the liquid courage, I leaned in dangerously close. She asked me so softly, in that incredibly seductive voice, do you even still know who I am? I heavily shook my head. My head felt completely heavy and hopelessly dizzy. Almost like I was just mumbling straight to myself, I whispered, I'm just not good enough. She sighed helplessly, but her tone was incredibly doting. You are good enough. You really are good enough. Our Chen is absolutely the best. Mo Shuying just kept gently holding me up against her. I just pressed my burning face against the freezing cold bar counter, staring totally blankly into space and muttering, yeah, I'm the best. Zhu Yi is the one who absolutely doesn't deserve me. Mo Shuying looked down at me from the side with total, unmistakable affection. Why on earth is this silly little puppy reacting so strongly? He really is just a total, hopeless romantic. Not long after that, a massive wave of pure exhaustion washed entirely over me. Mo Shuying quietly listened to my deep, steady breathing. She softly called out my name a couple of times, And after seeing I was totally out cold, she just calmly called a bodyguard down to carry me right back to my room. Right as Mo Shuang was tucking me in, I blinked through the haze. All I could focus on were her striking red lips. Driven by some reckless impulse, I tilted my head up and leaned in. Her eyes blew wide open, staring at me in total disbelief. My vision was completely blurred, but I shot her a goofy, dizzy smile anyway. She locked eyes with me, her voice dead serious. Su Chen, do you even know who I am? You can't just go around kissing people randomly like this. My brain was spinning so badly, I couldn't process a single word she was saying. I just had this vague, heavy feeling that she was upset with me. I instantly rolled over, burying my face to escape the scolding. Seeing me clam up, her harsh expression melted away. Her gaze drifted down to my lips, and her fingertips instinctively brushed against her own. Sleep tight, Ah Chen. By tomorrow, you'll have forgotten all about Zhu Yi. Early the next morning, Mo Shuang was eating breakfast at the dining table when a video call shattered the quiet. Where is my baby brother? Su Yu's frantic voice blasted through the speaker the second it connected. Oh, so it took you this long to remember you even have a brother. I thought you completely forgot about him. Su Yu sounded a little guilty. How could I? I've just been swamped. Anyway, I already looked into your little trip. You didn't go abroad for work. You clearly flew out there to chase after some guy. Mo Shuang replied, her voice ice cold. If you're so busy, why are you even calling? Your brother is doing perfectly fine here. I'm not going to let him starve. That's not good enough. What if you're bullying him? Right on cue, I stumbled downstairs, rubbing the sleep from my eyes. Sis, is that you? I thought I heard your voice. Su Yu's voice instantly shot up an entire octave. Little brother! Mo Shuang sighed and flipped the phone camera toward me. Su Yu took one look at my disastrous bedhead and gasped, Mo Shuang, is this what you've done to my precious Ah Chen? Mo Shuang stared at me in total bewilderment. She clearly didn't expect Su Yu to go on the attack over a messy haircut. Listening to my sister's dramatic rant, I cringed so hard my toes could have dug a 3-bedroom apartment into the floorboards. You don't seriously expect me to blow dry your brother's hair and lay out his outfits, do you? Su Yu looked like she was about to explode, but then something clicked. A smug, triumphant grin spread across her face. You know what? Fair enough. You're completely single, you don't have a brother, and you definitely don't have a boyfriend. It's totally normal that you wouldn't know how to take care of a man. Mo Shuang looked utterly speechless. I get it. You're literally just calling to show off that you're dating someone. Mo Shuang glared at the screen, her face dripping with absolute disdain. Go ahead, laugh all you want right now. Wait until I make your brother mine, Mo Shuang thought fiercely. Let's see if you can still laugh then. Out loud, Su Yu demanded. You need to hire a professional stylist to manage my brother's image immediately. Ah, Chen is used to top-tier treatment at home. Uh-oh. I shuffled over and chimed in weakly. Sis, I can really just do it myself. No! I paid good money for you to stay there. However you live at home is exactly how you should be living over there. Do not let yourself suffer. I didn't dare utter another word. I just sneaked a nervous peek at Mo Shuang. She didn't even flinch. It's really not a big deal. The young master naturally needs to be pampered, she said. Secretly, she thought, if his treatment here is worse than before, how am I ever supposed to trick him right into my hands? My sister leaned into the camera, her eyes full of concern. Little brother, Mo Shuang hasn't been bullying you, right? No. Sister Shuang is actually really nice. Mo Shuang rolled her eyes hard at the phone. Su Yu snapped. You are absolutely not allowed to call her sister. I scratched my head in confusion. Then what should I call her? Call her Mo Shuang. And let me tell you, if she treats you badly for even a second, you come straight to me. I will handle it. I really didn't want to deal with my crazy, overprotective sister today, so I just nodded obediently. Mo Shuang grabbed the phone and flipped the camera back to herself. All right, look, my phone is dying. I'm hanging up. Right before the screen went black, Su Yu shrieked, Don't you dare bully my brother! I'll be checking in on him regularly. Beep. Mo Shuang killed the call, tossed her phone onto the table, and just stared at me as I quietly ate my porridge. You're up awfully early today, she noted. I thought my silly little Ah Chen drank way too much last night and would be sick in bed. I didn't even bother having anyone wake you up. My mouth twitched awkwardly. Of course I had to get up early. Otherwise, how humiliating would it be to just lay there waiting for the host to personally invite me downstairs? The air suddenly thickened into a weird, heavy silence. Do you? I remember what you did after drinking last night. I blinked, genuinely confused. What did I do? I really don't remember. Mo Shuaying looked down at me, a faint hint of superiority playing on her lips. Nothing, she lied smoothly. You got totally wasted after just 2 glasses yesterday, so I just had someone carry you back to bed. Mo Shuaying had clearly debated telling the truth but backed down. Forget it, I won't say a word. We've only been living together for a few days. What if I scare my silly little puppy away? My eyes widened a fraction. Wait, I thought I crawled back to my room by myself. Our eyes suddenly locked. Sorry for all the trouble, sister, I mumbled. Her gaze darkened. You are absolutely not allowed to go out drinking with anyone else from now on. It's simply too dangerous out there. In her mind, Mo Shuaying was panicking. I couldn't even resist kissing him just now. If he gets snatched away by some other woman while he's drunk, it would be a total disaster. Meanwhile, my lingering guilt vanished in a flash. You're just as nagging as my sister, I groaned. So annoying. After breakfast, I shoved my chair back and started heading upstairs. Halfway up the steps, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I spun around to find Mo Shuaying looming just 2 steps below me. Sister Shuaying? Aren't you supposed to be heading to work? She smirked. Your sister specifically told me to manage your image. I stared at her. You want to manage me? My surprise quickly melted into total weirdness. Don't scare me like that. I'm already terrified. Seriously, there's no need, Sister Shu Ying. I can handle it myself. Are you really not going to listen to your older sister? I really don't need the help. I can do it on my own. I refused her over and over again, making the icy aura radiating from Mo Shu Ying feel even heavier. She shot me a freezing glare, turned on her heel, and marched away. What is she so mad about now? While I was nervously messing with my hair, my childhood friend suddenly called. I put the phone on speaker and tossed it on the bed. Hey GA, what's up? Judging by that peppy voice, you finally dragged yourself out of that post-heartbreak slump. I curled my lip in annoyance. What heartbreak? We weren't even dating. Seriously, it was nothing. Now that I'd finally calmed down, I absolutely refused to admit I ever had a thing for Zhou Yi. Honestly, it was just plain embarrassing. Yunji spoke up, sounding totally confused. But seriously, Zhou Yi really doesn't seem like the type to cheat. Are you sure there isn't just some huge misunderstanding between you two? A misunderstanding? I saw it happen with my own 2 eyes. What kind of misunderstanding could there possibly be? My older sister was completely right. Women are nothing but pure trouble. Honestly, thinking about it, my sister Su Yu is the biggest headache of them all. Are you holding up okay living over there? Hell no. I absolutely hate staying here. Then just sneak out and crash at my place for a couple of days. You said it, man. I'm definitely coming over then. I'm not home right now, though. My flight lands at 9 p.m. tonight. Just wait for me to come pick you up. Perfect. Mo Shuaying has a massive business dinner tonight and won't be back until super late. The timing is flawless. I could totally use this golden opportunity to go crash at my friend's house for a few days. Later that night, exactly at 10 p.m., a luxury van pulled up to the towering gates of the Mo estate. The second I got the text, I grabbed my packed bags and sprinted out the door. But to my absolute horror, the moment I stepped out of the villa doors, I froze. 2 women were standing right there, casually chatting. Catching the movement, Mo Shuaying slowly turned her head and locked eyes with me. Her gaze was as cold as absolute frost, and my courage instantly evaporated. Yunji, who was sitting in the van, excitedly waved at me. Hey, Chen! I nervously glanced at him, then quickly looked away, muttering, Sister Meng Yao! Yun Meng Yao stared at me in total disbelief. Su Yu actually left her precious little brother with you? Mo Shuaying didn't even bother replying. You could tell she was in an incredibly foul mood. Why didn't my silly little puppy say hi to me? Call me sister, she demanded in an icy tone. And exactly what are you doing sneaking out this late? A massive wave of guilt crashed over me. God, this woman was way scarier than my own sister. Just going out to hang out, I stammered. I shot a desperate look at Yunji in the car, silently begging for backup. You are not allowed to go, she snapped. Why not? Because it's far too late. You can go out during the day, but absolutely not at night. I turned my pleading eyes to Yun Meng Yao. Sister Meng Yao, Can I please go crash at your place? Yun Meng Yao awkwardly glanced over at Mo Shuing, even though she fully knew the entire point of this late-night trip was to pick me up. But with a terrifying woman like Mo Shuing standing guard, how could anyone actually dare to agree? Ah, Chen, just be a good boy. It's really late already. Just go hang out with Yunji tomorrow. I looked back at Yunji in the car, feeling completely deflated. Yunji just glared angrily at his older sister for caving so easily. My sister is such an absolute coward. She can't even handle Mo Shuing, Yunji muttered. Meanwhile, Mo Shuing mercilessly issued an eviction order to my rescue team. The two of you can go back now, she ordered. Yunji and I exchanged a painfully reluctant glance. Seeing this, Mo Shuing marched right up to me and fiercely demanded, "What are you still looking at? Hurry up and get your butt inside." I ripped my gaze away from the van and reluctantly trudged back into the house, bitterly muttering under my breath, "Who made you the boss of me? Why are you micromanaging every single second of my life?" "This is exactly what your older sister told me to do," Mo Shuing fired back, turning around with her eyes narrowing dangerously. "Hold on, aren't you supposed to be my sister's bitter rival?" I shot back. "Why are you following her orders so perfectly? Don't tell me you secretly have a massive crush on her or something." "Actually, I have a crush on you." I rolled my eyes so hard internally they almost got stuck. What an absolute psycho. You really need to be bolder, you know? I provoked her. Whatever my sister forbids me from doing, you should actively let me do it. That's how you really show off your dominant status as her ultimate rival. Suddenly, Mo Shuing lunged forward and grabbed the wrist. I was just about to lower. "Hey, what are you doing?" A sharp flash of panic bolted through my eyes. "Ah, Chen, are you actually trying to tell me what to do?" she whispered menacingly. I instantly chickened out and backed down. "No, I'm not." It was literally just a friendly suggestion. "It's totally up to you whether you listen or not." Mo Shuing let out a soft, dangerously unreadable chuckle. "You really want to leave me that badly?" Staring into her intense eyes, I forced myself to lie. "No, I don't." Mo Shuing smirked, thinking to herself, "My silly little puppy really doesn't know how to lie. He can't hide those rebellious thoughts at all, can he?" "Ah, Chen, just be a good boy. Sister will treat you so very well." Hearing that raspy, incredibly seductive voice, my traitorous heart violently skipped a beat. "Sister Shuing, I swear I'll be perfectly obedient from now on. I'll do whatever you tell me to do." Mo Shuing stared at me, clearly highly skeptical of my desperate promises, before finally speaking. "From now on, your strict curfew is 8 p.m. every single night." She paused, tapping her chin thoughtfully, then cruelly added, "Actually, the weather is getting pretty cold these days. Let's make it 7 p.m. sharp." Hearing that brutal sentence, the fake smile I had just plastered on instantly vanished. Ugh, what an absolutely heartless woman. "I'm calling my sister right now to tell her you're bullying me," I yelled. Unfazed, Mo Shuing just calmly watched my retreating back. She pulled out her phone and quickly typed a message to my sister, Su Yu. "There are way too many sketchy girls hovering around him lately. A strict curfew is definitely a fantastic idea. I have to work, so I can't keep an eye on him 24/7. Back in my room, I had called Su Yu to complain, but instead of taking my side, I just got completely chewed out by her. "You are absolutely not allowed to hang out with those sketchy girls." I was so insanely mad, I couldn't sleep a single wink all night. Early the next morning, I dragged myself out of bed, completely bursting with resentment, plopped down at the dining table, and glared absolute daggers at the woman glued to her phone right in front of me. But Mo Shuing, she completely ignored my death stare. She casually picked up her coffee and brought it to her lips. Bam! I immediately shot up, snatched the mug right out of her hand, and dumped it all over the floor. I defiantly tilted my chin up. A huge splash of hot coffee had completely splattered all over Mo Shuing's hand. Aunt Lu, who was standing nearby, instantly panicked and found an excuse to bolt. "Miss, please wait just a moment. I'll go brew you a fresh cup right away." I peeked at Mo Shuing's eyes, and a terrifying chill shot straight down my spine. Oh, crap! She is seriously pissed. I stared at her, my mind racing. Wait a minute, why isn't she yelling at me? If she doesn't chew me out, how am I supposed to cry to my sister and move back home? Is she seriously not angry enough yet? Just then, Aunt Liu brought out a piping hot, fresh cup of coffee. Whoa! The young miss actually isn't mad. I immediately grabbed the cup and took a massive, spiteful gulp. Blair! Why is it so bitter? Mo Shuiying put down her phone and just looked at me with this ridiculously relaxed, amused expression. Wait, I totally just drank from that. I slammed the coffee back down on the table in pure disgust. You know, it's really not easy for the maids to clean this up. I heard she's a massive germaphobe. Now that I took a sip, there's no way in hell she'll ever touch it again. But Mo Shuiying suddenly leaned in and asked, "Is it good?" I totally froze for a second, then stubbornly shot back. "Yeah, it's delicious, as long as it's good." With that, she casually picked up the cup, aimed for the exact spot my lips had just touched, and downed the rest in one single breath. I was absolutely, completely dumbfounded. Right beside us, Aunt Lu looked like she had literally just seen a ghost. Mo Shuiying calmly licked her lips and evaluated. "Today's coffee is actually quite sweet." I internally screamed, "How the heck is that sweet? Is there something seriously wrong with this woman's taste buds?" But Aunt Lu, standing right there, understood the hidden, spicy meaning perfectly. "I totally knew it. How could the young miss casually let some random guy live here?" "Oh, so he's her little sweetheart." Mo Shuiying stood up. Flashing me a totally sly look, she said, "I am heading to work. If you want to go out and play, just make sure you're home before 8 p.m. Okay, something is definitely not right. My sister clearly said this woman was a massive neat freak. Could my intel seriously be wrong? Seeing me totally zone out, Mo Shuiying headed straight for the door. "Wait, Sister Shuiying!" Mo Shuiying immediately stopped in her tracks. Her intense gaze fell right onto my hand, which was tightly gripping her arm. "Oh? My silly little puppy is being awfully proactive today." I looked up at her with big, expectant eyes. "Sister Shuiying, please take me to work with you." "Are you entirely sure?" "I am positive. I will follow Sister Shuiying's lead in absolutely everything." "That's right. I've decided I am going to stick to her like annoying glue, make her feel totally suffocated, and drive her insane." Mo Shuiying happily agreed. "Sure thing." I was absolutely overjoyed. I followed her straight into the luxurious Maybach, quickly texting my sister to double-check my facts. Fact: Mo Shuiying absolutely despises scheming, boundary-crossing men the most. Perfect. I smirked, put down my phone, and casually threw my arm right around her shoulder. But instead of getting mad, Mo Shuiying's eyes instantly filled with this deep, terrifying affection. "My silly puppy, why are you acting so proactive today?" She then totally naturally rested her head right on my shoulder. I completely froze. What the heck does this mean? Why is she leaning on me? Shouldn't she be violently pushing me away right now? I hesitated for a brief second before abruptly blurting out, "Sister Shuiying, aren't you going to push me away?" Mo Shuiying just chuckled softly, whispering, "Why would I ever push my little Chen away? That would be so weird." My facial expression grew even more incredibly bizarre. Wait, since when did I become hers? Just as I tried to awkwardly pull my arm back, she slid her arm around my back and tightly hugged my waist. I stared straight ahead, looking completely, utterly dead inside. When is she going to move her hand? This is pure, absolute torture. Why the hell did I even hug her in the first place? I seriously can't take this anymore. We stayed in this painfully awkward stalemate until the driver finally spoke up and saved my life. "Miss, we have successfully arrived at the company." Mo Shuiying finally, mercifully let go of me. "Chen, you go ahead and get out first." I really feel the desperate need to calm my racing emotions down. Hugging my silly puppy was just way too comfortable. I almost couldn't maintain my icy CEO image. Just then, her assistant, Shu Chang, stepped right out of the private elevator. "Hello, young Master Su. I will happily escort you upstairs." I nervously glanced back at Mo Shuiying, who was still sitting in the car. She was just resting there with her eyes totally closed. Wait, why isn't she coming with me? Assistant Yu Shu Ching seemed to totally read my mind and quickly explained, "President Mo has some urgent matters to handle. Please come up and wait with me first." I secretly grumbled to myself. Does she seriously look like she's handling important matters right now? Yu Ching took it upon herself to lead me straight to the massive CEO's office. President Mo's massive, secret crush on young Master Su. I am totally one of the lucky few people in the know. I have so much juicy inside scoop. Honestly, whenever Miss Sue brought young Master Sue along to events, President Mo would literally always find some sneaky way to tag along too. She wouldn't even do anything. She would just secretly, intensely stare right at him. He'd always complain, "Why are you always here to annoy me? It's so incredibly annoying." Like, just a few days ago at a huge party, President Mo completely tagged along again. Some rich heiress actually tried to flirt and hit on young Master Sue. I mean, President Mo literally tossed her rival out on the street without a second thought. It's almost too cute to ship. Yu Shu-ching suddenly snapped out of her wild daydreaming. "Young Master Sue, please have a seat," she offered politely. "Just let me know what you'd like to eat. I can have the secretary bring it right over. No need," I replied coolly. I walked over to the massive floor-to-ceiling window and stared down at the sprawling city view. Wait, hold on. What the hell am I even doing here? Shouldn't I be sticking to Mo Shu-ying's side 24/7 to annoy her? Assistant Yu, wait a minute. Shu-ching stopped in her tracks and looked back at me. "Is there anything else, young Master Sue?" I realized I needed to get a hold of Mo Shu-ying's schedule first. What exactly is she doing later? Shu-ching hesitated for a moment, but decided to just answer me truthfully. "President Mo, she has a major meeting in 20 minutes. "Which conference room? Take me there right now." Shu-ching thought to herself, young Master Sue just wants to get to know President Mo better. Without another word, she led me straight to the conference room. When Mo Shu-ying finally came upstairs, Shu-ching was already waiting for her by the elevator. "Everyone is here and ready." "The meeting can start as soon as you head over, President Mo. You're actually a bit late." But Mo Shu-ying totally ignored the meeting and immediately asked about my whereabouts. "Where is Su Chen? He's waiting in your office." Hearing that, Mo Shu-ying immediately turned around to head for her office instead. Corporate meetings are nowhere near as appealing as her silly little puppy, Xiaoqing secretly grumbled from behind her boss. She was completely love-struck. Desperate to get her boss to actually attend the meeting, Xiaoqing had a sudden flash of inspiration. She quickly spoke up. "I noticed young Master Sue looked a bit tired earlier. He should really be resting right now." At those words, Mo Shu-ying completely froze in her tracks. She hesitated for just a split second before finally turning toward the conference room. "Then I won't disturb my silly puppy's rest." Xiaoqing secretly rejoiced in her head. "I'm an absolute genius. I've got the boss completely wrapped around my finger." But just when the meeting was in full swing, I slammed the door open without any warning at all. Under the collective, stunned gaze of every single executive in the room, I casually strolled in with a massive smile. "You guys have been in this meeting for so long. Everyone must be super thirsty. President Mo is treating everyone to drinks today." Right on cue, a delivery guy brought in a tray of ice-cold drinks and handed them out to everyone present. The entire room stared at Mo Shu-ying in absolute shock, but she just looked lazy and relaxed, gazing at me with utterly affectionate eyes. I casually grabbed a cup of fruit tea and slammed it down in front of her like a total suck-up. "President Mo, it's scorching hot outside. Have some fruit tea." Secretly, I was rubbing my hands together in my mind, thinking, "Come on, get mad, hurry up and scold me, then kick me out of here." But Mo Shu-ying took in my entire smug expression without batting an eye. She simply picked up the fruit tea and took a slow sip. It's actually pretty good." Everyone's expressions instantly morphed into sheer horror. "What the hell?" Not only was President Mo not furious, she was actually drinking it with a soft smile. After exchanging terrified glances, everyone tacitly picked up their drinks and started awkwardly sipping. On such a sweltering day, young Master Sue went out of his way to treat everyone to drinks. Aren't you all going to say something? The room chanted in unison, "Thank you for the milk tea, young Master Sue." I frowned slightly. "Wait, this isn't how the plot is supposed to go." "Well, you guys, just continue your meeting. I won't bother you anymore." With that, I quietly slipped out of the conference room. Mo Shu-ying's intense gaze followed me all the way out before sharply shifting back to her clueless executives. Seeing them still happily slurping the beverages I bought, her voice dripped with icy jealousy. "Is it good?" Everyone immediately started kissing up to her. "Oh, it's delicious, so good." But Mo Shu-ying just swept a dead-cold glare over the entire crowd. Catching the terrifying hint, everyone frantically changed their tune. "Actually, it tastes terrible." but her expression just grew even more violently displeased. Everyone instantly slammed their mouths shut, not daring to breathe another word. Drinking during a serious meeting? This month's bonuses are completely revoked. Everyone's faces went completely numb with shock. Standing to the side, Shou Qing promptly marched over and confiscated every single milk tea. Idiots. This was the very first time President Mo had ever received a gift from young Master Su. Did these fools actually think they could get a share of his attention? They really had a death wish. Everyone's hearts shattered, their bonuses were gone, and so were their drinks. I headed back to the office and dramatically plopped down into Mo Shuying's expensive leather chair. This woman is seriously unflappable. She didn't look flustered in the slightest. No wonder the Mo family's business is doing slightly better than our Su family. My sister really can't compare to her at all. When my sister's crush ran off, she chased right after him like a total love-struck fool. Wait a second. Does Mo Shuying actually have any guys she likes? Just as she was walking out of her meeting, several people texted her the exact same message. The young master of the Su family is running around asking if you have a sweetheart. Hearing that, she pushed the door open and walked right in. Seeing me slumped over in her chair, looking completely listless, I put on my most miserable profile. I literally asked everyone around, but not a single person knows if Mo Shuying has a sweetheart. Is she seriously incapable of falling for anyone? Seeing that I had absolutely zero intention of standing up, she leaned in with a sly, dangerous look. Chen, sitting in that chair means you have to take my work seriously. Nope. Stop right there. Hearing that threat, I instantly sprang up from the chair and gestured for her to sit, throwing my hands up in defeat as she took her seat. Chen, let's add each other as friends. I wanted to turn her down flat, but I just didn't have the guts. Why? I'll transfer the delivery money to you. No need. It wasn't that much. Even though my older sister is a bit of a ditz, she's incredibly good at making cash. I'm never actually short on money, but Mo Shuying, my sister's ultimate arch rival, was scheming just to get my WeChat. If you spend my money, she'd probably be thrilled. I looked at her, chewed on the thought for a second, and nodded. Makes perfect sense. The second I added her, Mo Shuying immediately wired me 520,000. Sister Shuying, why on earth did you send me 520,000? Because with a transfer that holds such a special meaning, no matter what happens in the future, I can never legally ask for it back. So, this number represents my true feelings. Even though I was totally confused, I somehow felt it made sense. Mo Shuying even changed my chat nickname to Silly Puppy is my one and only heartthrob. Haha! After all these years, I finally got his contact info. After accepting the crazy amount of cash, I suddenly leaned in close to her and called out, "Hey, Sister Shuying." Mo Shuying turned her head. "Do you have any guys you're into?" She just fired back. "What about you, Chen? Is there someone you like?" I immediately started venting. "Come on, it's not like you don't know about Joey." Why rub salt in the wound? Mo Shuying looked deeply into my eyes, her voice turning completely serious. "I do." My eyes practically bulged out of my head. "She actually has a guy she likes. Can you tell me who he is?" "No, I can't." "Oh, come on, Sister Shuying, just tell me." "Chen, why are you so desperate to know? Could it be you actually like me?" "Yeah, of course, I like you the most, Sister Shuying." Mo Shuying gave me a dangerously seductive look. "Oh? What kind of like..." I instantly froze. "Family love? We aren't even related. And we definitely don't have any romantic spark." I made a split-second decision to lie through my teeth. If I told you I had a massive secret crush on you, would you believe me? Mo Shuying froze dead in her tracks, completely caught off guard. "You have a crush on me?" "Yeah, that's exactly why I want to know who you like." "What are your standards for a boyfriend anyway?" Mo Shuying chuckled, nodding slowly. "I see. Well, someone pretty similar to you. So, if you tried to win my heart, you'd have a very high chance of succeeding." "Yeah, right. This woman is obviously just playing me. So, do you want to chase after me?" "No way in hell. My sister would absolutely break my legs. Besides, I don't even like you like that. Why would I ever go after you?" Hearing that, Mo Shuying immediately whipped her head away, completely shutting down. "If you're not going to pursue me, then I have absolutely no reason to tell you anything." I stood right behind her, glared at the back of her head, and turned on my heel to leave. Mo swaying demanded to know where I was going. I didn't even bother looking back. I'm bored, so I'm going out to play. It's almost noon. Eat lunch before you go. I just curled my lip in disgust. No thanks. Eat by yourself. With a heavy, helpless sigh, Mo Shuang pressed her desk intercom. Make the arrangements. Have the security team tail him. Her assistant, Yu Cheng, respectfully replied, Yes, ma'am. I'll get it sorted right away. I ended up meeting with my buddy Yunji for lunch. Dude, hurry up and think of a plan for me. How do I get my sister to drop this insane idea of having Mo Shuang babysit me? It literally makes zero sense. Didn't my sister warn me that Mo Shuang is completely unapproachable and anyone who crosses her gets destroyed? She just doesn't lose her temper with you, man. What the hell do you mean she doesn't lose her temper? When that woman glares at me, I practically wet my pants. She won't let me do this. She won't let me do that. She is 10 times more annoying than my own sister. Hearing my rant, Yunji nodded. Okay, now that matches the terrifying rumors about Mo Shuang. I let out a massive sigh. So, what are we supposed to do? Bro, you interrupted her executive meeting and she didn't even flinch. That's exactly why I'm begging you to help me brainstorm. I could practically see the gears turning in Yunji's head. Oh, I have plenty of crazy ideas. But are you absolutely sure you can handle the fallout? For example, no woman hates looking at hot guys. How about we hire 10 male hosts for her? 10 out of 10. Absolutely flawless. But if we really pull that off, then what? She'll straight up murder me. Hey, no pain, no gain. If we're going to play this game, we have to play hard. We'll just sneak some scandalous photos and send them straight to your sister. Once your sister sees her truly toxic character, she'll yank you right back home. So, how about it? I hesitated for a split second, then slammed my fist hard on the table. Screw it, let's do it. As night fell, Yunji and I geared up in masks and dark sunglasses, sneaking into the VIP club like a pair of absolute thieves. The second we stepped into the ultra-exclusive VIP room, the staff bowed. Good evening, young masters. Yunji scanned the lineup of guys and nodded with deep satisfaction. They were all called over exactly according to your request. Yunji turned and gave the manager a slick look. Good job. Have them step out for now and call a few gorgeous girls in instead. I quickly spoke up, totally lost. Wait, why the hell are we calling girls? Are you stupid, dude? What's the point of just the two of us sitting in here alone? Obviously, we need some company to play drinking games with us. Otherwise, are we just going to sit here staring at the walls? I nodded slowly. Okay, yeah, makes perfect sense. Before long, Yunji and I were having an absolute blast. We were laughing and smiling so hard, my cheeks literally ached. My phone kept buzzing non-stop in my pocket, but the frantic ringing was completely drowned out by the booming club music. The two stunning girls sitting right next to us just kept pouring drinks and cheering us on. But just as I leaned in to sip a drink right from the girl's hand, I glanced up and froze. I was staring dead into Mo Shuang's icy, furious eyes. Get out. All of you, get the hell out of here. The manager scrambled in a panic, hastily shooing all the girls out of the private room. Even Yunji sprang to his feet, ready to bolt. Sister Shuang, what are you doing here? A freezing smirk tugged at the corners of Mo Shuang's lips. I never realized you were such a player before. Selling your smiles to a bunch of women, huh? No. What do you mean selling my smiles to a bunch of women? The silence that followed was absolutely deafening. Mo Shuang looked like she was drowning in a vat of pure jealousy. Having fun playing with all those girls, are we? Super fun, actually. The ladies provided top-tier emotional value. Mo Shuang ground her teeth together and hissed my name. Su, Chen. And they weren't bad-looking either. Why won't my silly little puppy play with me? Mo Shuang practically screamed silently in her head. I could feel that Mo Shuang was right on the verge of snapping, so I thoughtfully offered, how about I play with you next time? Su Chen? What? The woman glared at me with a deeply wronged expression. Are you actively trying to piss me off to death today? Wait, what did I do? If you're bored, I can call a few handsome guys to keep you company. What did you just say? The handsome guys are already on standby. They can play video games with you anytime. A sudden flicker of shock flashed through Mo Shuang's eyes. Wait, you guys were just playing games? I blinked in total confusion. What else would we be doing? Mo Xiaoying stepped closer, her voice fierce. Then why was she feeding you just now? I thought back for a quick second. I was thirsty. Can't I even have a sip of juice? Mo Xiaoying stared into my innocent eyes, clearly caught between sheer embarrassment and bubbling anger. You come to a high-end club like this just to play games and drink juice? Is that not allowed? No! It is absolutely not. If you ever come here again, I will personally discipline you on behalf of your sister. You promised to be home by 8 p.m. Look at what time it is right now. I sneakily glanced down at my watch. 9 p.m. Mo. Xiaoying let out a chilling laugh. Oh, so you do know what time it is. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here just to piss you off. Hearing me say that, Mo Xiaoying was so furious, she yanked me right to my feet and started dragging me out of the room. Just as I was about to forcefully break free, the woman's sultry voice rang out. I really don't mind getting someone to physically carry you back home, bad woman. She is an absolutely wicked woman. But just as we stepped out the room, a staff member interrupted. Tonight's bill hasn't been settled yet. Also, the 10 guys you requested are ready to be taken away anytime. Mo Xiaoying slowly let go of my wrist, her sharp gaze drifting suspiciously between the two of us. 10 guys? I nodded enthusiastically. I ordered 10 handsome guys to go back and play video games with you. Mo Xiaoying's glossy red lips parted slightly in pure shock. You? Ordered them for me? Yeah! And they're super handsome too. Mo Xiaoying immediately saw right through my cheeky intentions. Catching the obvious scheming look written all over my face, she ultimately decided to save me a little face in front of the outsiders. Tell those guys to get as far away from here as possible. Also, put the entire bill on my tab. Understood. Mo Xiaoying grabbed my hand once again and kept storming down the hallway. Your sister has only been out of town for a few days and you're already acting this arrogant. Do you really think I can't handle you? You even have the nerve to find men for me. You are really something else. I wasn't scared of her at all. If you dare try to teach me a lesson, I'll go straight to my sister and tattle on you. Meanwhile, Yunji, who had been nervously squatting by the door, worrying about my safety, watched as I was obediently led away. No way. What kind of crazy plot development is this? He immediately whipped out his phone and snapped 2 sneaky photos of us. After taking them, he paused to admire his handiwork for a moment. Not gonna lie, these two actually look pretty damn good together. And Mo Xiaoying's figure is absolutely killer. I followed Mo Xiaoying out and climbed into a sleek Maybach as she started it up. If you want to go home, you're going to have to get your sister to pick you up. Click. The car door instantly locked. She pulled out her phone and immediately dialed Su Yue. Hey, your brother isn't coming home tonight. He just ordered 10 women at a club. The other end of the line paused for a dead second before unleashing an absolute torrent of furious scolding. I slapped my hands over my ears in total denial, but Mo Xiaoying deliberately shoved the phone right up against my ear. I glared fiercely at the smirking woman, gathered up all my courage, snatched the phone right out of her hand, and hung it up. You're a fully grown adult, and you're still tattling like a kid. Do you know that I absolutely hate people who snitch? She reached out. Hey! How could you just pinch my face like that? Are you not even mad about this? You were the one who called my sister to tattle on me first. Suddenly, our eyes met in the dim light. I guiltily turned my head away, desperately wanting to distance myself from this gorgeous woman while staying out so late. So, are you ready to accept your punishment? I snapped my head back to look at her in pure disbelief. Wait, are you seriously going to punish me? Mo Xiaoying smiled, a dangerously sly smile. Since you clearly love going to shady clubs and playing games with women so much, your punishment is to go home and play with me. She stared at my slightly flushed, angry face, leaned in dangerously close, and wrapped her soft arms right around my waist. Hey, don't take advantage of me! And so what if I take advantage of you? I looked down at the stunning woman clinging to my arms and frantically tried to think of a way out of this trap. Putting on a pitiful face, I begged, Sister Xiaoying, I've never been punished in my entire life. Can you please just let me off this one time? Then, if you promise to behave well from now on, I won't punish you. I immediately nodded my head like an obedient little puppy. I'll behave, Sister Xiaoying, I promise. You have to keep your word. Okay, That single, softly spoken word was so incredibly charming and seductive that my heart literally skipped a beat. I could feel the atmosphere inside the cramped car getting dangerously intimate. Sister Xiaoying, can you maybe let go of me first? Mo Xiaoying reluctantly pulled her arms away, reaching up to gently ruffle my hair instead. To be honest, Sister Shuiying is exactly my type. Back at the Mo estate, I rushed straight to my bedroom. I pulled out my phone and saw a ton of unread messages. Over half of them were from Mo Shuiying. She'd blasted me with dozens of voice memos in a row. Her tone started out super sweet, but quickly turned freezing cold. Once I catch you, I'm going to teach you a harsh lesson. Hearing that, I just shook my head. Sigh. I tapped on the photo Yunji sent me. It was the sneak shot he took. Bro, what is going on here? You two holding hands is just too cute not to ship. I immediately fired a voice memo right back. Shipping everyone is going to ruin your life, man. It's completely not what you think. One look at her face, and you can tell she couldn't wait to rip me a new one. He called me right back. So, what's the deal? What do you mean, what's the deal? There is no deal. I think the eldest Miss Mo is totally into you. When have you ever seen her next to another guy, let alone holding hands? What a joke. How many times have you even met her? I don't care, man. I'm shipping it. Sai, instead of shipping us, you'd have better luck shipping me with Sister Ming Xiao. If you've got your eyes on my sister, you really are blind. Wow. Is that how you talk about your own sister? Like you haven't trash-talked your sister enough. I'll bet you 5 packs of spicy strips that Miss Mo is totally crushing on you. Not betting. Not interested. I think you're just chickening out. Did you finally realize she actually has feelings for you? People these days just love shipping the weirdest pairings. It's ridiculous. Soon, my phone started ringing again. I answered it, totally helpless. Yunji's hyped-up voice blasted through the speaker. Hey, Chen. How about we bet a Maserati Trident? Are you out of your mind? You'd be better off just dreaming about it. It's faster. Come on, it's only a little over 10 million. Are you betting or not? You're on. Someone's practically hand-delivering cash to my front door. I'd be an absolute idiot not to take it. And just like that, the two of us locked in our bet. I finished washing up and had just sat down on my bed when there was a sudden knock at the door. Come in! Mo Shining pushed the door open and strolled right in. I realized it wasn't a servant and completely froze for a second. Sister Shining, is something wrong? A brand sent me a men's watch today. It's completely useless to me, so you can wear it. Wow, thank you, Sister Shining. She didn't say a word, just stood there staring at me. My brain completely short-circuited and I blurted out, Sister Shining, do you like me? I do. And I don't mean the way a sister likes a brother. I mean the way a woman likes a man. Why ask so suddenly? I made a bet with Yunji. He swears up and down that you've got feelings for me, but I remember you already have someone you like. Sister Xiaoying, that kid Yunji figured it out so fast. And he actually used me for a bet. So, what exactly did you bet? A brand new Maserati. Yunji said it's worth over 10 million. Hey, just thinking about that sweet new sports car parked in my garage makes me so happy. Mo Xiaoying thought to herself, wow, these two really play for keeps. I suddenly got a brilliant idea and said, Sister Xiaoying, use my phone to send Yunji a quick voice memo. How about we split the money for the car 50-50? I'm not exactly short on cash. Okay, then how about a 30-70 split? You take 70%, I take 30. What? 30-70? I'm afraid I'd just end up losing 10 million instead. Never mind. Besides, I don't like sending voice messages to other men. Why is this woman so clueless? That's 10 million, not $1,000. Why act so high and mighty? Don't like sending voice messages to other men, my foot. Just a few hours ago, you blew up my phone with them. My own sister's 10 million could easily win someone else's 10 million. You're really turning your nose up at this? Talk about double standards. All right, Chen, be a good boy. Tell me which bank your card is with. I turned my head in total confusion, and a warm, soft touch brushed right across my cheek. My brain completely crashed. Mo Xiaoying casually swiped my phone. Didn't you want a 50-50 split? I'll just transfer the money to you directly. My mind was entirely blank as I blindly followed her instructions. A second later, my phone pinged with a bank alert for 5.2 million. Man, she's way more generous than my own sister. Oh no, now I'm seriously in her debt. My confidence is totally gone. Why did you transfer so much to me? Mo Xiaoying gently set the phone down. The money doesn't matter. You being happy is the only thing that's important, Chen. Sister Xiaoying. It's getting pretty late. You should head back and get some rest. Mo Xiaoying glanced back at me, barely hiding the deep affection in her eyes. Good night then, Chen. I watched the woman's tall, slender silhouette walk away, completely lost in thought. I just couldn't figure her out, so I gave up. I pulled up my chat with Yunji and texted, let's go out and hang tomorrow. The next morning, Mo Xiaoying walked into work in a fantastic mood. Yu Shiqing knew deep down that there must have been some serious progress with young Master Su. The juicy gossip that the Ice Queen Mo Xiaoying had finally fallen for someone quickly reached Shen Yueyao's ears. She immediately blew up the group chat, insisting she had to drag all the girls over to see this miracle for themselves. She shot a direct message to Mo Xiaoying. That gemstone your young master liked last time? I got it for you. Come to my party tonight. Let's hang out. Not going. Just have someone deliver the stone. What? Why aren't you coming? I wouldn't dare just hand such a precious stone over to just anyone. Yeah? Not interested. Shen Yueyao practically laughed out loud when she saw that dismissive text message light up her screen. Fine, then no crazy party. Just a few of us girls hanging out and drinking. So, are you coming or not? Because if you don't show up, I swear I'm going to feed this priceless stone right to my Shiba Inu. Standing right nearby, Gu Yunyi totally understood the assignment. She knowingly whipped out her phone and snapped a quick picture of the setup to add some extra pressure. Literally, the very next second, the heavy VIP club doors were violently pushed open. Shen Yueyao's hand trembled in shock, and the precious stone she was holding almost actually tumbled right into the eager dog's mouth. Panicking just a bit, she sneakily hurried to stash the prize stone safely away inside an elegant sandalwood box before disaster struck. Wow, we're almost completely done drinking for the night, and you finally decide to show up. But Mo Xiaoying completely ignored her playful teasing, and surprisingly enough, she didn't even snap back with a witty remark. Instead, she marched straight over, snatched the sandalwood box right off the table, and popped it open to check the contents. Only then did she let out a massive sigh of relief. Shen Yueyao immediately leaned in, her smirking face almost completely touching Mo Xiaoying's cheek. Just look at this hopelessly lovesick expression on your face. You are in so deep. Oh my gosh. Mo Xiaoying rolled her eyes, completely ignoring the teasing, and shot a sharp glare at Yun Mengyao. Why exactly is she here? Gu Yunyi and Shen Yueyao just shrugged and shook their heads innocently. Yun Mengyao happened to be my older sister Su Yu's close friend, so she normally wouldn't ever be caught dead showing up at their exclusive private gatherings. Right at that awkward moment, Fu Qingyan finally spoke up. She tagged along with me tonight. She said she had something super important to discuss with you directly. Without missing a beat, Yun Mengyao boldly slid right into the seat next to Mo Xiaoying. My annoying brother actually wants you to watch this video real quick. Mo Xiaoying narrowed her eyes and cautiously looked down at the glowing phone screen. In the playing video, I had literally just stepped out of a sleek luxury car, only to be immediately chased down by several thirsty women, desperately begging for my WeChat contact. Seeing this, Mo Xiaoying's perfectly elegant brows furrowed slightly in pure jealousy. Ugh, these desperate women are such a massive eyesore. I seriously just want to lock my silly little puppy away where no one else can see him. Meanwhile, Yun Menjiao was practically vibrating, super eager to finally get her answer. So listen, my brother made a massive bet with Chen. Just tell me straight, do you actually have feelings for Chen or not? We are talking about over 10 million on the line here. And, let's be real, 10 million is definitely not a small chunk of change. The three gossipy friends sitting nearby overheard all of this drama and could barely suppress their knowing, wicked smiles. Mo Xiaoying confidently curled her stunning red lips into a smirk. Let me get this straight, you came all the way out here just to ask me this? Yeah, why else do you think I would suddenly crash your party? Then do me a favor, walk out that door and take a hard left. You heartless woman. Defeated, Yun Menjiao stood right up, leaned in close to Fu Chengyan's ear, and whispered in a low, frustrated voice, "Come on, tell me, does she actually like him or not?" Fu Chengyan just gave her a completely helpless shrug. I mean, honestly, what do you think the answer is? Having absolutely no choice left, Yun Mengyao had to pack up and return entirely empty-handed. Yunxi is totally going to call me his stupid, useless sister all over again. As soon as Yun Mengyao was out the door, the rest of the friend group instantly went right back to mercilessly teasing her. So, rumor has it that Suyu actually left her cute little brother at your mansion for you to personally take care of. Like, what on earth was that girl thinking? Isn't that literally the exact same thing as tossing a helpless sheep straight into a hungry tiger's den? You know what they say, the one who sits closest to the water gets to capture the beautiful moon first. You seriously better hurry up and make your big move. Girl, your future husband is literally already living inside your house right now. You need to strike first to gain the absolute upper hand. Mo Shuang just shot a deadly glare at her, feeling way too lazy to even entertain their wild, scheming ideas tonight. Hearing all of this crazy plotting, Shen Yueao decided to just be completely blunt. Wait, honestly, aren't you terrified that his sister Suyu will literally hold a sharp knife straight to your neck? I mean, if you start kissing and hugging and doing all that romantic stuff with him under her roof, excuse me, why do you guys always think so terribly of me? And right after that, the three of them excitedly started throwing out wild strategies for Mo Shuang, aggressively telling her to totally trick him right into her hands while Suyu was busy traveling abroad. Meanwhile, miles away, back at the massive Mo estate, my phone suddenly popped up with an incoming voice call. The weird thing was, there was absolutely no contact name saved on the screen. I honestly didn't even realize who it was calling me at first, so I totally ignored it and didn't answer. Just a brief moment later, my phone loudly rang yet again. I finally answered it in total confusion. But before I could even manage to get a single word out, a loud, panicked female voice came rushing through the speaker. Oh my gosh, young Master Su, I am actually Mo Shuang's good friend. Listen, Mo Shuang is completely blackout drunk right now. Can you please come pick her up? I will text you the address right away. And with that incredibly rushed statement, Shen Yueao quickly slammed down the receiver and hung up the phone. Back in the dim lighting of the club, Gu Yunyi carefully watched Shen Yueao's chaotic actions and just slowly shook her head. Shen Yueao, you're actually completely hilarious. Su Chen definitely does not even like Shuang like that. So why on earth would he bother coming all the way out here? Hearing those brutal words, Mo Shuang silently took a massive, heavy gulp of her strong alcohol, desperately trying to hide the deep, crushing disappointment aching in her chest. Shen Yueao forcefully poked Gu Yunyi in the ribs. Hey, if you don't actually understand the Grand Master Plan, then just zip it and don't speak. Exactly 10 minutes later, the trusted family driver suddenly called, Miss, I am already on my way to the club right now. Ha! See? I literally told you there was definitely a real chance with him. Okay? So your very next step is that you absolutely have to take the bold initiative. Trust me, sooner or later, that boy is going to fall completely head over heels in love with you. Hearing all this, Mo Shuang had already actively started totally brainwashing herself. Yes, that is completely right. My sweet, silly puppy is actually willing to come all this incredible way just to pick me up tonight. He definitely has some hidden feelings for me deep down. Fast forward, I finally got out of the luxury car right at the glowing club entrance, honestly feeling just a tiny bit utterly speechless. Like seriously, is she supposed to be taking care of me, or am I the one somehow taking care of her now? But since I literally just took a massive pile of money earlier, I honestly felt way too awkward and embarrassed to not show up to her rescue. Hey, like I always say, taking other people's money definitely makes your boundaries totally soft. I easily found the designated VIP private room and forcefully pushed the heavy door completely open. But I absolutely didn't expect to see just a few gorgeous women casually sitting around there drinking the night away. The second I stepped in, they all snapped their heads to look directly at me in perfect unison. Ignoring the staring, I quickly marched right over to where Mo Shuang was sitting. My sharp gaze immediately fell onto the alarming pile of totally empty whiskey bottles scattered all over the glass table. Sister Xueying, seriously, why on earth did you drink so incredibly much tonight? Shen Yueao instantly leaned over and whispered into Fu Qingyan's ear, mockingly mimicking my exact soft tone. Oh, Sister Xueying. Mo Shuang's hazy, beautifully drunken eyes lifted and stared straight deeply into my own. Chen, you actually came here. Just hug me tight. I completely froze in place for a long moment, genuinely captivated by this surprisingly vulnerable side of her that I had never even seen before. I just surrendered and let her softly wrap her slender arms tight around my waist, letting her warm head comfortably rub against my chest. Meanwhile, the three gossiping friends sitting right behind me were completely stunned into absolute silence. Fu Qingyan finally muttered, totally speechless, "Wow. I honestly thought our loud presence here would kind of limit her wild acting performance. I seriously didn't expect this crazy girl to go all out and literally just pretend to be blackout drunk to get her hands on him." I stared down at the tangled mess of her long, dark hair, totally clueless about what to do next. My hands hovered awkwardly in the air. Right at that second, her body started slipping toward the floor. "Come on, Xiuying, sit up straight," I pleaded, but she just went limp. Left with zero options, I grabbed her waist to keep her steady and shot a desperate glare at the three bystanders. "Are you guys seriously not going to help me out here?" I snapped. The three of them instantly played dumb, looking everywhere but at me. "We don't even know her, man," one of them lied through his teeth. "We're just sharing a table from next door, I swear. She gets super violent when she's drunk. If we touch her, she'll completely wreck us. We can't do a thing." Fu Qingyan, meanwhile, didn't even bother opening his mouth. Shifting my grip, my hand accidentally brushed against Mo Shuying's earlobe. I groaned internally, completely fed up with this mess. What kind of trash friends does she even hang out with? I grumbled to myself. Just then, Mo Shuying whimpered uncomfortably and rubbed against me, her arms wrapping incredibly tight around my lower back. The three traitors practically threw their hands in the air. Exchanging sly, knowing glances, they all stood up in perfect unison. "Yeah, we've got totally important stuff to do. So, we're going to head out now. We'll leave her in your capable hands." "Hey, don't you dare walk away," I yelled, absolutely speechless as the three of them bolted like cowards. The VIP room door slammed shut without an ounce of mercy. I stared down at the gorgeous woman clinging to my waist like a koala. "Xiuying, please wake up," I begged. Nothing. She didn't even flinch. Out of options, I had to haul her to her feet first, draping her arms heavily around my neck just to keep her from collapsing. Her head dropped softly onto my shoulder. The hot, sweet scent of alcohol on her breath hit my face, and for a second, I felt like I was getting drunk too. I called Chen to come pick us up. Feeling my cheeks burning hotter by the second, I finally just gave in and scooped her up into a full-on princess carry. I let out a massive sigh of relief. Thank God I hit the gym all the time, or there was no way I'd be able to carry her. Sneakily, Mo Shuying's arms tightened around my neck. She buried her face into my chest, hiding a massive, victorious smirk. Completely clueless, I carried her right out of the club. The driver waiting at the entrance rushed forward to help, but froze dead in his tracks the second he caught his young miss's absolute death glare. Rooted to the spot in pure terror, he quickly recovered, awkwardly pivoting just to yank the back door open for us. I carefully loaded Mo Shuying into the back seat, muttering under my breath, "Man, I haven't even carried my own sister like this before." The second the door clicked shut, my survival instincts kicked in. If I don't make a run for it now, I'm doomed. But just as I reached up to peel her hands off my neck, the woman slowly opened her eyes. Her voice was dangerously soft, dripping with honey. "Where exactly do you think you're going?" I froze, my face instantly turning bright red. I'm just really hungry. I was, gonna run and grab a quick bite to eat." She shot that down instantly. "Street food is filthy. Let's just go home. I'll have our private chef whip up whatever you want." My mouth twitched in pure helpless defeat. "Fine, let's go home." Mo Shuying snuggled right back onto my shoulder, dropping a beautifully carved sandalwood box directly onto my lap. Instantly, my eyes were glued to it. I popped the lid open, and every ounce of my frustration vanished into thin air. Wait, is this really for me? Mo Shuying just offered a soft, cute little I practically beamed, turning into a polite kid again. "Thank you so much, Xiuying. I absolutely love it." I totally lost the bidding war for this black crystal back at the auction, and I've been kicking myself ever since. I never dreamed it would actually end up in my hands. "As long as you like it," she purred, secretly thinking to herself, "If my cute little puppy loves the gift today, tomorrow he'll completely fall for me." Hearing her crystal clear, totally steady tone, I stared at her in absolute shock. "Wait a minute, Xiuying. Are you completely sober right now? Busted, Mo Shuiying instantly snapped back into character. Oh no, my head is spinning. Can I just lie down for a second? Then hurry up and get some rest, I sighed. Mo Shuiying got exactly what she wanted, resting her head softly on my lap, making it look like she was completely wasted again. I was way too busy admiring the black crystal to care. This is insanely cool. Now I can finally start on that custom handmade necklace I've been designing. Right then, the gorgeous woman on my lap shifted. I glanced down at her, and driven by some crazy magnetic force, I reached out and gently brushed her cheek. Wow, she really is breathtaking, I thought, before snapping out of it. Wait, what the hell am I doing? Later, back at the massive Mo estate, I gently laid the sleeping beauty down on her giant bed, but her hands were locked like a vice around my neck. She refused to let go, and out of nowhere, she gave me a sudden, forceful yank. I barely caught myself, slamming one hand onto the mattress and dropping to one knee right beside her. Zhuing, let go, I grunted, but she just squeezed her eyes shut, playing dead. I stared at her dangerously flushed cheeks, completely trapped and totally panicking. Just then, a life-saving knock echoed from the bedroom door. Come in! Hurry! I practically yelled. Aunt Lou walked in holding a bowl of hangover soup, took one look at our highly questionable position, and spun right back around in shock. No, Aunt Lou, don't leave! You have to help me! Hearing the pure desperation in my voice, she sighed, awkwardly walking over to set the bowl on the nightstand. Young Master Su, I am afraid I will have to trouble you to feed this hangover soup to the young miss, she said smoothly. Aunt Lou, seriously, don't go. Just get your young miss to let go of my neck first. As Aunt Lou hesitated, she caught Mo Shuiying cracking an eye open to shoot her a sneaky, deliberate wink. The maid instantly put two and two together. Her boss was faking it. Suppressing a smile, Aunt Lou asked, Young Master Su, what do you honestly think of our eldest Miss's looks? I completely froze at the random question. She's gorgeous, right? Aunt Lou chuckled. I also think our eldest miss is an absolute beauty. Just look at that perfect nose. Look at those pretty lips, Aunt Lou teased relentlessly. Are you really not tempted? You don't have a single impure thought. I followed her gaze down to the stunning woman pinned beneath me and gulped hard. I wouldn't dare. If my own sister found out about this, she would literally beat me to death. Look, if you keep your mouth shut and I keep mine shut, how is your sister ever going to find out? Just make sure you help feed her that hangover soup. And with that, she darted out, even thoughtfully clicking the door shut behind her. Are you kidding me right now? Like master, like servant, neither of them has a normal bone in their body. I poked the passed out woman's shoulder, a wicked little smirk creeping onto my face. Listen, Mo Shuiying, if you don't let go of me right now, I'm seriously going to take advantage of you. But she didn't even twitch. Little did I know, she was fully awake and secretly thinking, I doubt my silly puppy would actually try anything. But honestly, if he's serious, I really wouldn't mind. I stared down at the completely unresponsive Mo Shuiying, totally lost in thought. Seriously, what the hell do I do now? I have never been in a situation like this before. Maybe I should just call my sister and ask. But just as I reached for my phone, the woman in my arms started murmuring, so hot. And with that, she suddenly let go of me and actually started stripping off her clothes. I totally panicked, frantically grabbing the blanket to cover her up while pinning down her restless little hands. Sister Shuiying, please, stop tossing around. Let me get you that hangover soup. I had no idea if she actually heard my words, but miraculously, she settled down. Seeing her look this obedient and docile, it was like looking at a completely different person. I reached over to the nightstand and grabbed the bowl of hangover soup, checking the temperature. It had cooled down perfectly. I carefully scooped up a spoonful and brought it to her lips. Say ah. Mo Shuiying's red lips parted just a fraction, and she gently swallowed the broth. She even let out a soft sigh, delicately licking the corner of her mouth with her tongue. My heartbeat instantly skipped a beat, going completely out of whack. I rushed to finish feeding her, then bolted out of her bedroom like my life depended on it. But I completely missed the fact that the woman on the bed had just opened her eyes. Mo Shuiying casually glanced up at the security camera tucked in the corner. Oh, I am definitely saving this footage to watch frame by frame. My silly puppy is just too sweet. Oblivious to all of this, I ended up sleeping like a rock that night. In my dreams, that beautifully two-faced Mo Xiaoying had me completely wrapped around her finger, leaving me utterly intoxicated. When I finally woke up the next morning, I was stuck in a daze for the longest time. Over breakfast, I didn't even have the guts to make eye contact with her. Right as we were finishing our meal, Mo Xiaoying suddenly spoke up, her voice super gentle. Hey, come with me to the mall later. I need to buy some clothes. I'm pretty sure I tore the dress I wore last night. Hold on a second. Something wasn't adding up. Didn't my sister say all their clothes were strictly custom made? Like, every single brand's seasonal new arrivals get delivered straight to their front door. Why on earth would she need to go shopping in person? Whatever, I really wanted to see what this woman was scheming. Sure, I replied. I'll even foot the bill later, since I've been taking your money anyway. Plus, I had no clue what kind of gift to get you. Fast forward a bit, we arrived at the mall and casually strolled into a high-end women's boutique. My eyes landed on a rack of frilly, Lolita dresses, and a sudden wave of pure mischief washed over me. I grabbed one of the simpler designs and gently caught her wrist. Sister Xiaoying, I bet you'd look absolutely amazing in this. Want to go try it on? Mo Xiaoying stared at the dress, a style she had literally never worn in her life, and blinked. Really? Chen, you actually want to see me wear this? Of course. Sister Xiaoying, I'm telling you, you'd look drop-dead gorgeous. You're going to turn so many heads. She pondered it for a brief second, took the dress from my hands, and headed straight into the fitting room. I slumped back into a chair, trying so hard to hold in my snickers. Haha! I could already picture just how absurd it was going to look. The second she steps out, I'm definitely snapping some blackmail photos. Meanwhile, right outside the store, Zhu Yiyi's friends spotted me from a distance. They immediately started tugging at Zhu Yiyi's sleeve. Hey Yiyi, isn't that Su Chen over there? Hearing my name, Zhu Yiyi whipped her head around. The second she realized it was actually me, her instincts kicked in, and she started sprinting my way. But the guy standing next to her quickly grabbed her arm. Yi, hey, where are you going? She just shook him off in annoyance and stormed right over to me. Hearing the commotion, I turned my head and locked eyes with Zhu Yiyi. Seriously? Of all the places to run into my toxic ex, it had to be here? Talk about terrible luck. Zhu Yiyi marched right up and actually tried to throw her arms around me. Just as I was stepping back in disgust, someone suddenly linked their arm tightly through mine. The familiar, intoxicating scent of Mo Xiaoying drifted into my senses. Go ahead, try touching him. I dare you, she snapped. Zhu Yiyi stared at how closely we were pressed together, her face twisting with bitter jealousy. Chen, is this your new girlfriend? She demanded, her voice shaking. We were together for so incredibly long, and you never even made us official. It's only been a few days since we broke up, and you've already found a new love. I glared right back at her. And what exactly does that have to do with you? Chen, please. What happened last time was just a massive misunderstanding. You know I really like you. I scoffed, crossing my arms. Oh, cut the crap. We both saw it with our own two eyes. It was absolutely disgusting. Hearing those words, Zhu Yiyi stood there, looking completely stunned. Chen, come on. We have known each other for so long. You should know exactly what kind of person I am. I would never flirt with anyone else behind your back. I honestly thought that guy was you. Right on cue, the guy she had been with earlier casually walked up and stood right beside her. Look, this is just my cousin, Nan Cheng Feng. I let out a harsh laugh. Wow, you sure do have a whole lot of convenient brothers, don't you? She panicked. Chen, I swear we aren't in that kind of relationship. Ay, save your breath. There's zero need to explain anything to me. Your life has absolutely nothing to do with mine anymore. Can't you see I already have someone amazing right here by my side? Do us both a favor. Let's just pretend we don't know each other from now on. Chen, I practically chased you for 3 whole months, and you never once agreed to be mine. It's barely been a few days, and you're already letting someone else hold on to you and parade you around. Mo Xiaoying smirked, leaning in closer. Oh, we didn't just hug, honey. We've kissed too. I looked Zhu Yiyi dead in the eye. So what? I'm my own person, and I can be with whoever the hell I want. I can hug whoever the hell I want, and I can kiss whoever I want. Mo Shuing reached up, her fingers gently tracing the exact spot on her cheek where my lips had just been. The air was thick with the lingering scent of our little stunt. Across from us, Ju Yi gripped her dress so hard her knuckles turned white, absolutely seething with jealousy at the display. Seeing that twisted look of pure frustration on Yi's face sent a massive wave of satisfaction right through me. Sweet, sweet revenge at last. I gave her the most arrogant, smug glare I could muster, but the very next second, my wrist was yanked hard, spinning me right back around. I froze, staring completely blankly into the woman's dangerously captivating smile. Mo Shuing squeezed my hand tight. "Ah, Chen," she whispered, her voice practically dripping with honey. "You missed the right spot just now." Before I could even blink, she leaned right in and planted a real kiss straight on my lips. My brain totally short-circuited. I just stood there frozen stiff, staring at her with huge, clueless eyes while Shuiying casually licked her lips like she'd just tasted candy. Still clinging to my arm, she shot an ice-cold, totally dismissive glare over at the dumbfounded Ju Yi. "Are you seriously still standing here? Because we definitely won't be inviting you to our wedding." Boom. Yi looked like her entire world had just shattered into a million pieces. Next to her, Nan Chengfeng finally took the hint and dragged her away. "Let us go, Yi. Stop crashing their date," he muttered. As their footsteps faded, the whole place got super quiet. Shuiying slowly tilted her head up to look right at me. "Ah, Chen," she started, but that snapped me right back to reality. I shoved her back, throwing my hands up like a totally spooked puppy with its fur standing on end. "How the heck dare you take advantage of me like that?" I yelled, my face burning. "Who do you think you are?" Shuing stumbled back just a tiny bit from my push. A quick flash of annoyance crossed her face, but she instantly hid it and smirked up at me. "Hey, you were the one who initiated the kiss first. So what? Me kissing you is a total blessing for you. But you kissing me back? Absolutely, 100% not allowed." Typical logic for the spoiled young master raised by Su Yu, right? Mo Xuanying just chuckled, took a step forward, and gently grabbed my hand again. "Ah, Chen, I am so sorry." Okay, I was totally out of line. I just thought you really wanted to kiss me, but were way too shy with all those people watching. So, I stepped up and took the initiative. That just made my blood boil even hotter. "That was my first kiss, damn it," I groaned. She just giggled, looking way too proud of herself. "Ah, Chen's precious first kiss belongs all to me now." All right, calm down. "I will totally make it up to you," she cooed, patting my arm. "You can ask for whatever you want. Just do not be mad at me anymore, okay?" My furious expression vanished in an absolute instant. "Deal! But then, no matter what happens, you absolutely cannot tattle on me to my big sister," she laughed. "Okay, whatever you say, boss." Knowing that hugging this defensive little puppy felt way too good, Xuanying slowly let go of my grip and stepped back. "By the way, Ah Chen, how does this outfit actually look?" She did a full 360-degree twirl right in front of me to show it off. I took one quick look and immediately slapped a hand over my mouth to hide my reaction. "It looks good. Very pretty." The truth? It was so wildly out of character for her, it was almost hilarious. "But wait, Sister Xuanying, are you seriously planning to wear that to the office?" "To work," she repeated, blinking. Xuanying looked down at her completely out-of-place outfit, tapping her chin. Wearing this to a corporate meeting might be a tiny bit inappropriate, right? But hey, if my future hubby likes it, I definitely have to listen to him. "Awesome, I'll totally wear this tomorrow," I chimed. "Hey, Sister Xuanying, let me snap a few quick pictures of you, just to keep as a fun little memory." But let's be entirely real here. What I actually wanted was to secretly hoard a bunch of hilariously ugly photos of her. Mo Xuanying usually despised being on camera, but naturally, she just couldn't bring herself to reject my sweet request. I completely let loose, snapping away wildly and entirely at random. I was ruthlessly aiming for the absolute worst, most awkward angles humanly possible. "Come on, Sister Xuanying, give me a big smile." Yep, just like that. In no time at all, I had fired off 50 rapid-fire shots. Grinning like a total mastermind, I eagerly opened the gallery, completely ready to admire my hideous masterpieces. But my jaw practically hit the floor. Staring at the screen, I realized the frustrating truth. This woman was absolutely drop-dead stunning. even when she was a totally chaotic, out-of-focus blur. Let's be real here, when our protagonist is blessed with absolute god-tier looks, even a literal potato sack looks like high fashion. Mo Shuaying leaned in close, and a dry, nervous laugh escaped my throat. I was completely out of my depth here. She finally swapped back into her usual clothes, casually handing that over-the-top Lolita dress over to the bewildered staff. Resigned to my tragic fate, I dragged my feet behind the clerk, marching straight to the counter to empty my crying wallet. Mo Shuaying didn't even flinch as I paid the bill. Without a word, she just spun around and marched straight into the menswear section. I handed over my cash, scooped up the heavy shopping bags, and spun around, only to find completely empty space. Wait, did she seriously just ditch me? My stomach dropped, until a clerk tapped my arm with a smirk. Sir, your girlfriend is over in the menswear section. I rolled my eyes so hard I almost saw my brain. Seriously, this clueless sales clerk had absolutely zero ability to read the room. Girlfriend? What girlfriend? I marched over, only to find her admiring a men's shirt that perfectly matched the exact dress I had just picked out for her. The second I got close, she shamelessly pressed the fabric right against my chest to check the fit. I shot her a sharp, questioning glare. What exactly are you doing, Mo Shuaying? Her red lips curled into a playful, teasing smirk. Just buying some new clothes. Chen bought me a gorgeous dress, so it's only fair I buy him a shirt in return. Look! They're the exact same color, so we can wear them as matching couples' outfits. Yeah, no need for that, I deadpanned. I'm not getting it. Oh, come on, Chen, it's just basic courtesy. You spoiled me, so I should spoil you right back. Seriously, drop it. You've already given me way too much stuff. I mean, I've literally only been crashing at her place for a few days, and she's already wired cash straight to my account, gifted me a crazy expensive luxury watch, casually handed over literal gemstones, and now she's trying to fund my wardrobe. I swear, she showers me with more gifts than my own parents ever did. Does this woman just have stupid amounts of money burning a hole in her pocket? Ignoring my protests, Mo Shuaying smugly handed the shirt to the clerk. She whipped out her phone, pulling up her payment code without missing a beat. Sister Shuaying, seriously, do you just have way too much cash to blow? She just looked down at my hand with this incredibly happy, glowing expression. Well, your sister did tell me to take very good care of you. I made her a promise, so I've got to do this. I really don't mind dropping some cash on you. Relax, handsome. It's totally normal for couples to exchange gifts. Come on, this gorgeous lady is totally into you. If you shoot her down, your poor girlfriend's going to be completely heartbroken. What? Are you blind? Which eye of yours sees us as? The sales clerk swiftly snatched Mo Shuaying's phone away. All right, Chen. Take a look. See if anything else catches your eye. Just a few steps away, 3 girls were glued to the drama unfolding. Give it up, Yi. It's absolutely hopeless. Seriously, just drop it. You think young Master Su is that easy to bag? Every single time we run into him, he's totally arrogant and completely untamed. That's only because, Chen and I aren't officially boyfriend and girlfriend yet. Last time, I was just missing him way too much. That's the only reason I mistook Lu Qingyuan for, Chen! Otherwise, we definitely would have hooked up by now. There is absolutely no way I'm just handing my Chen over to some other woman like this. After swiping the card, I glanced at a text from my best bro and turned to Sister Shuaying. Hey, shouldn't you be heading back to the corporate grind right about now? Mo Shuaying casually checked the time. It's 11:30, peak lunch hour. No rush at all. I already booked us a table. We're grabbing a nice lunch out today. But wait, I already made plans with my buddy. The second those words left my mouth, the warm, soft smile on Mo Shuaying's lips instantly vanished. After an uncomfortably long silence, she spoke up, her voice dripping with hidden grievance. You weren't planning to invite me along? I politely tried to brush her off. Look, the main issue is that you guys don't even know each other. It would honestly be way too awkward. That's totally fine. I don't mind at all. Hearing her brazenly shameless reply, I had no choice but to guiltily ditch my best bro and trail behind her to the ridiculously high-end Western restaurant she'd reserved. The second I stepped into the lobby, my heart dropped. I spotted several familiar faces instantly. Completely mortified, I whipped up the shopping bag in my hand to hide my face. Somebody save me! What's wrong, Chen? She asked. I frantically shook my head, silently signaling that I was totally fine. But then my eyes locked onto yet another acquaintance. Nope. I spun right around and bolted for the exit. Mo Xiaoying immediately sprinted right after me. I didn't stop speed walking until we were completely out of the restaurant, finally lowering the shopping bag from my face. Sister Xiaoying, I really don't feel like eating Western food today. Let's just go somewhere else. Surprisingly, she actually respected my decision. All right then, we swapped to a high-end Chinese joint instead. After putting our orders in, mouth-watering dishes were carried over to our table one after another. She delicately picked up a piece of shrimp, dropping it right into my bowl while pretending to just keep the casual small talk going. I seem to recall that Western Place is the one you usually love going to the absolute most. Realizing what she was doing, my hand, which was reaching for a napkin, froze dead in its tracks. Her gaze was totally stripped of its usual innocence. Eat slowly. Careful now, it's scorching hot. My brain completely short-circuited for a solid second. Something was seriously wrong here. Her whole vibe was completely off. This definitely didn't feel like a simple, caring older sister looking after her innocent little brother. Wait a minute. Could it be? Is she actively trying to seduce me, make me fall madly in love with her, and then ruthlessly dump me just to exact sick revenge on the Su family? Yeah. That is literally the only logical explanation. I slammed my chopsticks down hard onto the table. Whoa, what's wrong? Mo Xiaoying was left looking completely bewildered. I stood straight up without uttering a single word, shot her the fiercest glare I could muster, and turned on my heel to leave. Mo Xiaoying sat there totally stunned, having absolutely no clue what had just triggered me. By the time she snapped out of it and chased me to the door, I was already long gone. I had basically vanished into thin air. She frantically tried calling me on voice chat, but I instantly smashed the block button. My blocking speed was literally as fast as lightning. Left with no options, Mo Xiaoying dialed a phone number she had never actually called before. Ah, Chen. I honestly don't know what I did wrong to make you so mad. I am so sorry. Please, just don't run off all on your own, okay? My brow furrowed slightly. Seriously, what the heck was up with Mo Xiaoying's overly dramatic tone? I don't want to eat anymore. I'm heading straight back to the Mo estate. I'm not just running off. But the very second I stepped out of my cab, her sleek Maybach pulled up completely flush right next to me. Catching sight of her, my pure instinct was to instantly dodge, but my defensive reaction clearly struck a massive nerve with Mo Xiaoying. She stepped right into my personal space and firmly grabbed my arm. What is wrong with you? We were having a perfectly wonderful meal. Why did you just run off like that? It's literally nothing. I just suddenly lost my appetite, all right? You're not listening to me at all. Fine, I'm calling your sister right this second. Mo Xiaoying! How can you just go back on your word like that? Mo Xiaoying's gaze instantly turned freezing cold. Trying to pull a fast one and run away again, huh? I've already seen right through your little act. Su Chen, your older sister isn't home right now, so it's up to me to keep you completely in line. I aggressively pointed a finger at her and roared, "Do not force me to literally tear this entire house apart. Be my guest, go ahead and tear it all apart. But the massive repair bill will definitely end up sitting right on your sister's desk." I was absolutely fuming with raw rage, but in Mo Xiaoying's mocking eyes, I was nothing more than an angry, yapping little puppy. Seeing her unnervingly calm demeanor, I completely lost my mind out of sheer humiliation. I suddenly raised my arm, aggressively hooked it right around her shoulder, and deliberately blew a hot breath directly into her ear. Her voice had been so soft and wildly alluring. I slapped on my most arrogant, playful smirk. "Tell me, Sister Xiaoying, do you harbor some dirty little ulterior motive when it comes to me?" Mo Xiaoying's delicate body visibly trembled against mine, but she stayed completely silent. Okay, I'll definitely take that as a yes. She clearly wanted to confess that she liked me, but was terrified of scaring me off. Come on, Sister Xiaoying. Do you honestly think I'm handsome? My Chen is the most handsome guy in the world. Then, does Sister Xiaoying actually like me? This time, Mo Xiaoying didn't hesitate for even a fraction of a second. I really like you. Great. Then, Sister Xiaoying, can you please stop snitching to my sister all the freaking time? The woman slowly lowered her eyelids. No. I decisively shoved her off and let go. Screw this! I am totally done playing your games. I spun around, completely deadpan, and marched straight upstairs. Mo Xiang just stood there, staring holes into my back, her fingers lightly pressed against her chest. My heart was hammering out of my chest. The second I slammed my bedroom door shut, I grabbed my pillow and just started punching the absolute crap out of it. Ugh! That woman is such a massive liar. She went back on her word without batting an eye, and the worst part, I'm completely powerless to do a damn thing about it. I collapsed onto the edge of the bed, my brain an absolute mess. My sister swore up and down that Mo Xiang actually liked me, but my gut was screaming that something was seriously off. I mean, think about it. She is my sister's absolute sworn enemy. Why on earth would she suddenly play the saint, taking me in, throwing cash around just to keep me happy? Seriously, in what alternate universe do you find a blood rival who acts like your personal guardian angel? Right in the middle of my spiral, a soft knock echoed through the room. Ah, Chen. Open the door. It was Mo Xiang's voice, but her tone was completely unreadable, stripped of that sickeningly sweet smile. I gritted my teeth and played deaf. I didn't want to say a single word to her anyway. Who gave her the right to constantly play me like a cheap fiddle? The knocking finally stopped. I genuinely thought she had given up and left, but the exact second I let out a sigh of relief, to click. The door slowly pushed open. Are you kidding me? She actually had a spare key to my room. My head snapped up, glaring daggers right at her. What the hell are you doing in here? Get out! But she just calmly clicked the door shut, her high heels tapping against the floor as she slowly closed the distance between us. Her eyes were practically made of ice, not even a ghost of a smile remained. Still throwing a tantrum? She asked, her voice entirely flat and dead to the world. I whipped my head away, refusing to look at her. None of your damn business, I spat back, but my bite didn't even make her flinch. Instead, she gracefully dropped down onto the carpet right in front of me. She looked up at me from the floor, but somehow that submissive posture just made my skin crawl with pure dread. I was just about to look away when she softly dropped the bomb. Tell me, have you always thought I was treating you so well just because I liked you? My heart completely stalled. I instinctively fired back. Who the hell would think that? I definitely don't. I talked a big game, but my ears were quietly burning up. Is that so? Mo Xiang let out this soft, terrifying little chuckle. There wasn't a single drop of warmth in that sound, because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you've grown perfectly comfortable with my pampering. You might even be a little addicted to having me around by now. Am I wrong? Her words sliced right through my defenses, hitting every single deeply buried secret I had. I hated to admit it, but ever since I got dumped at the Mo estate, she had taken care of my every single need, doting on me flawlessly. I had gotten entirely too used to her gentle nagging, used to her shameless favoritism, and completely used to her being my shadow. But there was no way in hell I was going to admit that out loud. What absolute garbage are you spouting? I snapped. I am only a temporary guest here. The absolute second my sister gets back, I am out of this place. I stuck my chin out, trying to look tough, but my voice was shaking way too much to pull it off. Mo Xiang just stared at me, the temperature in the room plummeting by the second. Oh, Chen, you aren't going anywhere. From the exact moment you set foot inside my estate, your fate was sealed. A violent wave of pure panic crashed over me. What the hell does that mean? She didn't answer right away. Instead, she slowly raised her hand, trailing her icy fingertips right down my cheek. Her skin was literally freezing. The second she touched me, a violent shudder ripped through my spine. I tried to jerk my head away, but her grip locked onto my chin like a vice, forcing me to stay put. Forced to stare directly into her eyes from just inches away, the horrifying truth finally clicked. Those eyes, the ones that used to overflow with such warm, gentle smiles, were actually pitch-black pools of toxic, unhinged obsession and absolute hatred. There wasn't an ounce of love in there. That wasn't the sweet gaze of a girl with a crush. That was the dead-eyed stare of a predator locking onto its trapped, helpless prey. What do you mean? I choked out. It means, she whispered, that my sweet little act was never born from affection, and it sure as hell wasn't love. You were never the prize. What are you even saying? Your precious Su family owes me. They have been in my debt for 10 long years. 10 years ago, your family absolutely destroyed the only person in this world I gave a damn about. You owe me a life. You ripped everything away from me. 10 years ago, a life? My sister never breathed a single word of this to me. The Su family has always been untouchable, completely scandal-free. How on earth Could we have blood on our hands? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. My sister never told me any of this. Of course you don't, she sneered. Your big sister treats you like a fragile little glass doll. Why would she ever taint you with the truth to protect your family's precious bottom line back then? Do you have any idea how much filthy blood is on your family's hands? Why would she ever confess that your lavish life was built straight on top of the corpses of the people I loved? Every single word she screamed was like a jagged knife, violently twisting right into my chest. I could only stare at her, completely paralyzed. This gorgeous woman who had held me so tenderly just days ago was actually boiling over with pure, unadulterated venom. So, you seeking me out, taking me in, spoiling me rotten. It was all just a sick game. She finally released my jaw and stood tall, looking down at me like I was absolute trash. It was a game, yes, but the trap was very real. Though I have to admit, I never in my wildest dreams expected your sister to hand-deliver her prized possession right to my front door. So all of it, every soft touch, every privileged favor, every single sweet indulgence, it was all completely fake. A total lie. She never loved me at all. She completely loathed the Sue family. And she absolutely despised me. The terrifying truth was that I had completely drowned in her beautiful, toxic illusion. Like a total idiot, I actually fell for her. I relied on her, secretly thinking she was my savior. A choked, pathetic sob clawed its way up my throat. You're so cruel. Mo Shuing just stood there watching me try to act tough, but there wasn't a single shred of pity in her eyes. Instead, there was only this freezing, twisted sense of relief. It was like she had spent her whole life waiting for this exact moment. She looked at me like a finished masterpiece, completely empty of any warmth or emotion. Compared to what your Sue family did to me back then, my little tricks are absolutely nothing. Back then, you destroyed everything I ever cared about. I didn't even have the right to cry. Now I'm just letting you taste a fraction of the hell I went through. And the timing is just about perfect. You can't ever leave me now, can you? I grinded my teeth so hard my jaw ached. Listen to me. If you hate the Sue family so much, then just come at me. Stop with all these sick, twisted mind games. She just laughed. Come at you? That would be letting your precious Sue family off way too easily. I never wanted your life. I glared at her. Aren't you afraid I'll tell my sister? You won't. Because you've already fallen head over heels for me. You can't bear to part with me, can you? I hated it, but I had to admit she was right. It was the absolute truth. I really had fallen for her. Fallen for a woman whose heart was completely consumed by pure hatred. A woman who literally wanted to destroy my entire existence. It was so pathetic. What exactly do you want from me? She smiled coldly. It's very simple. From today onward, if you play nice and stay obedient, I'll treat you a little better. But if you cross me, I will slowly rip away everything you care about until I'm finally satisfied. Su Chen, don't even think about fighting back. You can't afford it. The harder you fight, the more I will make every single person you love suffer. Starting tomorrow, no more throwing pathetic tantrums, no more smashing things, and definitely no more talking about running away. Stay like a good boy right by my side, and I'll make your miserable life just a bit more comfortable. With that, she turned her back on me and walked straight toward the door. At the doorway, she paused, not even bothering to look back, dropping one last chilling bomb. Oh, and don't expect your sister to come save you. She can barely even save herself right now. The door clicked shut softly behind her. Outside my window, the pitch-black night seemed to grow even darker. Moonlight filtered through the crack in the curtains, casting this pale, ghostly glow across the floor. I just stared at the tightly shut door. From this moment on, the name Mo Shuing would never again mean gentleness or affection. It only meant one thing: pure, agonizing hatred. She was my inescapable, twisted fate. I clenched my fists so tight my nails dug into my palms. The sharp sting of pain brought me some much-needed clarity. I refused to just roll over and accept this. I had to uncover the real truth. I needed to know exactly what the hell went down 10 years ago. I had to find out what sick plan she had cooked up for the Sue family next. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. I grabbed it. It was an anonymous text message. Did you really think Mo Shuing's revenge was only aimed at the Sue family? There is someone way more terrifying pulling the strings behind her. Be extremely careful of everyone around you, especially the one you trust the most. The person I trust the most? Wait, is it my sister? Sister Yun? Or somebody else entirely? I checked the timestamp. The message was sent exactly 1 minute after Mo Shuing walked out of my room. Who the hell sent this? How did they know so much about my life? Was it my junior? My roommate? I gripped my phone like a lifeline, my heart absolutely pounding out of my chest. A freezing layer of cold sweat completely drenched my back. The horrifying reality finally hit me. This sick game had only just begun.